A very good afternoon to you. We're back after what seems like a very good afternoon to you. We're back after what seems like a long old week without football, but perhaps a good bit of respite for Danny Cowley and his brother to really get to know his Pompey team before they travel up to Shropshire to play Shrewsbury Town this afternoon. With a good wind, we have the opportunity to poke ourselves back into the playoffs today. Danny Cowley will be hoping to build on what happened here almost 2 years ago to the day. The 23rd of March 2019 saw a 2-0 win away from home for us. Having said that, the last time Pompey beat Shrewsbury at this place before then was back in October 2012. Our coverage begins now for Shrewsbury Town versus Portsmouth, live right here all afternoon with us, here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. Yep, it's been a week, everyone, and I'm a bit of an amateur, so... Click the wrong button. Good afternoon. Welcome along. Great to have you with us. Hope you're doing really well today. Happy Saturday. Happy weekend. We are back. This is now the permanent home of Fournilwrittenalloverit, and we are off and raring to go. We're with you all the way through this afternoon until 5:30. Nick is here. We're going to discuss that in length. Nick, thank you for your comment. Hello to Amy. Welcome back to the stream. We are very much looking forward to bringing it to you. Yeah, apologies for my technical problems, but we're back. We're all right. We're all good. And before we get going, we've got a bumper hour. Well, 55 minutes now ahead of us, ready to bring you live here on the channel. Before we do so, let's take a look back at the last time we were at a Shrewsbury Town game when they played Pompey. And let's take a look now, and we'll revisit the moment together. Coming up tonight here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. Andrew fancies a sing-song.
Let's have a little sing-song.
I'm in a wedding sandwich. So I am in a wedding sandwich. And we battle Storm Dennis. Good morning, Andrew.
Yeah, good morning, Tom. You sound like you've got a sore throat there.
I have got a sore throat, mate. I'm coughing and spluttering.
You've not been to China recently, have you?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't been in quarantine. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
I'm all good.
What's happening today, Tom?
Today, mate, we are looking back to getting back to winning ways. I said back twice in the same sentence,
yeah.
But it doesn't matter because we're on our way.
Yeah, I think you could be right. I think you could be right. We're certainly on our way. We're on the M275.
Yeah, we are, mate. We are on our way. We are on our way. Welcome back to Fournilwrittenalloverit, everyone. Thanks for joining us yet again. We've struggled our way back from the centre of Birmingham in the West Midlands, not the West Country, the West Midlands. Yeah. I do apologise for that, everyone. And that was a disappointing night, wasn't it, mate? Because
yeah, it was a disappointing night, Tom. I thought we played quite well a lot of the game. they played quite well at a lot of the game, to be fair, as well. So but then we showed that we were both League One teams at the end, didn't we?
Yeah.
We naively let them in, and they scored that, what was a wonder goal from nothing, and we had them under pressure for about 30 minutes at that point, didn't we?
They didn't allow us to set up the way we wanted to, did they?
Another day it could have been 3-1 to us, or even 3-3, couldn't it? So one of those nights.
Yeah, both teams a bit cancelling each other out.
I'll tell you what, for sure, one thing for sure, I wouldn't want to be a Coventry supporter. 4,500 of them, that's all they had at St Andrews. Sorry, ST Andrews.
ST Andrews, yeah.
1,500 from Pompey or so, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So
we need a win to keep in the top 6, don't we? And keep pushing the others, because we still could go top, Tom, with a couple of good results, couldn't we? And the game's in hand, so it's an interesting time, isn't it? And then Exeter next Tuesday.
Yes,
taking us back to Wembley.
One game from Wembley,
and then we've got a couple of dodgy fixtures away, haven't we?
Dodgy, are they? We'll see you inside Fratton Park, hopefully, if we don't get swept away by the wind. But before we do that,
let's have a little sing-song. Pump it up, don't you know, pump it up, don't you know, pump it up.
last week on Tuesday, well, not last week, just this Tuesday just gone, we were telling you how cold it was.
And now,
today we're telling you how wet, cold and windy it is. So for all of you sat there on your Saturday night in or Sunday morning wearing your pyjamas watching Match of the Day at the same time as you're watching us, it is absolutely horrible and it's wet and it's wet. But the things we do, but we are plastic fans, aren't we? To be fair, yeah, we are plastic. Yeah, we all.
I was there Tuesday night time. I thought we were a little bit robbed. Coventry, I thought for a team that's near the top, I didn't think they offered much. I thought it should have been a 0-0 draw like most people, and they nicked it very at the end. It's a great opportunity to kind of bounce back immediately. We've got 3 really good, well, you'd like to think easy home games coming up. Shrewsbury don't score many goals. Us at home, you know how good we are at home. It's a great opportunity to bounce straight back. Yeah, and I can only see a comfortable win today. I like Harrison starting instead of Marquis. I thought Marquis was very subpar on Tuesday, and the game completely changed when Harrison came on. So Harrison up front. I'm going to go for 3-0 Pompey.
How you doing, mate?
I'm good, how are you?
How are wedding plans going?
Yeah, that's alright, we've booked a date.
Oh, good, when is it?
3rd of July next year.
Thanks, we'll receive the invite in the post next week.
It'll be in the post, yeah.
Welcome back to Fratton Park, everyone. I'm here with 2 of Fournilwrittenalloverit's favourite stars that you love to see on your screens every week.
Oh,
We all do. Don't deny it. We all do.
I saw off of it.
Yeah,
I forgot my season tickets.
Do you want to explain in the briefest possible terms what that was all about?
Well, I made a little mistake. I've normally got my bank card and my season ticket card in my pocket. I had my credit card because I got an engagement ring from my missus yesterday.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And I thought that was it. So then I got here and had to get all the way home, and my son-in-law ran it all up to me. So in the end, I got in.
And you were a
Idiot.
No, I was going to say silly Billy, but you say you're an
Silly
idiot.
Billy, idiot.
Silly Billy. So I am in a wedding sandwich right now.
You are.
I'm in a wedding sandwich. I am the meat.
You are the meat.
Given the conditions, I think we're not doing too badly. We're starting to knock it around all right. I think we are the better team. We're minimising the chances they get. We're not really having that many ourselves. It's a bit of a sort of game for the middle of the park, isn't it, really? But what do you think of the first half? We never actually asked you.
No, we don't. I think they haven't got anything particularly strong going forward, have they? You could argue we've had
the better chance.
We've had the better chances. We've had maybe, I think, 3 goal-scoring opportunities, but it's everything's a bit flat and wet and drizzly.
I think there might be a bit of a hangover from Tuesday.
And that's just talking about Dan.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about the football, it's horrible, isn't it? Flat and wet and drizzly.
Sorry, mate. I'm feeling at the moment. My pants are even wet.
Thanks for sharing.
You've got to be trying to come down the wings more, haven't you? With these conditions, you've got to be getting out to the wingers and putting the balls into the box, because at the moment we're still trying to go in through the middle quite a lot, and it's not quite working.
More balls in. He got a lovely ball in at the end then, but that's the first we've seen of him.
I'm here on a chilly afternoon with Sam, mate. Sam, get your view on this first half, mate.
Yeah, no, I've just woken up. Pretty boring, wasn't it? It was most people down there. I've just gone for a wee. Most people are all yawning. That's one of the worst halves of football I've seen this season. Boring, nothing happened. Shrewsbury won a point. It's quite clear to see. They've had one shot. Yeah, it was a good save, but they're taking about half an hour of each throw-in. Probably need to do a bit more, get the crowd up. It's one of these games where something needs to happen to kind of spark it into life. And yeah, I think second half they could get going, early goal. I don't necessarily know what I'd change. I quite like the team that's out there, but I think they need to do more. Get the ball on the deck, switch it quicker. If you get the ball out towards Seddon quicker, I think that's when we'll have more chances, because they do stick a load of players on one side of the pitch and then the other side is open. So Harness and Bolton don't quite link up as well as Curtis and Seddon do. So I'd say keep getting the ball down the left. Hopefully that kind of unlocks them. But yeah, it's been a pretty boring half, and it can only get better than that.
Good comments, Sam. Thank you very much for your interview. I just agree with everything Sam's just said. Right, so there it finished. Pompey 2, Shrewsbury Town 0. I'm with Sam full time, mate. I haven't done this in a while, but I know you talk more sense to the man who's holding the camera at the moment. So we'll speak to you, mate. What did you make of that second half, and especially the 2 goals?
Oh yeah, now you mentioned that, I did say before the game, Andrew does occasionally come out with some statements that have just made of wisdom, and he came out at half time and said John Marquis probably the man for the job today, and he was. I think him and McCrory, when they come on, changed the game. McCrory got an assist, Marquis scored the goal. Yeah, it was a game that needs to be played on the floor, and Pompey's second half definitely did that, and especially at the start of the second half. I mentioned at half time, once Pompey always start the second half quite well, and we did, started in a good tempo. First goal was crucial, and yeah, it's quite a routine win, wasn't it?
And Pompey really needed that one today, didn't they? Just keeping contention with others around us.
Yeah, all the teams around us seemed to pick up points today, so Coventry winning, Sunderland obviously I think Sunderland got a win as well, so yeah, it was important to kind of bounce back straight away from Tuesday, which they did, and I thought that was a kind of routine performance, which I thought it was going to be, and everyone's going to go, I'm happy, you're happy, Andrew's happy. Are you happy, Andrew?
I'm very happy, Sam.
He's happy.
See you Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday night. Another trip to Wembley, eh?
Another trip to Wembley, bring it on. Right, that is it from us for now. From Fournilwrittenalloverit this weekend. Many thanks to Andrew, Sam for joining me especially. Thanks for your help today, mate.
No worries.
And we'll see you on Tuesday night when hopefully we'll remember our tickets on the way in. Thank you very much for watching. Up the Blues, that's a great way to come back from commentary. If you want to keep in touch with us between now and Tuesday, best way to do it, follow us on Instagram. We'll be updating the story on Tuesday night for that one. But for now, all that's left to say is keep the faith. See you Tuesday night.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. And play up Pompey.
Play up Pompey. There we go. That was sort of one of the last games that we got to see back in sort of pre-COVID times. Let's take a look at your team news this afternoon. We're going to get Brendan in to discuss this with me as well. It's Craig McGilvery in goal. 4 changes from the team that we town on Saturday. Callum Johnson, Jack Shaw, Ragley, Brown, Tom Nader, Ben Close, Marcus Harness, Ryan Williams, Michael Jacobs back in the starting level alongside John Marquis. Great to see Jacobs back in, Brendan. Great to see Callum Johnson feed Marquis in the right way this afternoon, and it could be quite a few, couldn't it? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. It's fantastic to see Johnson back. I think he was definitely a missing link over the past couple of months where he's been out injured. So we've really missed him, and he's good at getting forwards, getting those crosses in the box, and hopefully we can get Marquis on the end of them. And again, brilliant to see Jacobs back in the starting lineup because he played really well when he come off the bench last week.
Yeah, he did. And, you know, I mean, Michael Jacobs and good to see Ben Close as well. Perhaps he can sort of provide us with a bit of longevity in his performance, make it to 90 minutes today. What do you think? Yeah,
definitely. Again, he lived up to his nickname in Pompey Xavi the other week. He was absolutely class when he come off that. He played 45 minutes, but he definitely earned his man of the match at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly right, mate. Yeah, we're building up to Shrewsbury Town versus Portsmouth this afternoon. Brendan's joined us. Can we almost disregard previous results, Brendan, apart from obviously Saturday, and seeing as this is a new era, we can only really look forward, can't we, right now?
Oh yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, because I know it's hard not to look at the sort of last 2-3 months that we've had, and we've been slowly on the decline, and because we'll look back at the end of or middle of May, we'll look back and we'll be like those 3 months cost us our season, and we should be up in the automatics. But we can't look at it now. We have to look forwards and look at this next string of 9 games or so. Just look at them and put on.
Absolutely, and Steve has said Raggett was a Cowley favourite with Lincoln, and Rasmus hasn't got a chance. Would you like to see Rasmus Nikolaisen in the starting 11, Brendan, or do you think it will be? It will be a sort of Sean Raggett stalwart at the back?
Sadly, I think it will be a Raggett will be in there going forwards now. I love Rasmus. I think he's been fantastic since he's come in. He's a good, strong tackler, wins in the air. Again, he makes the odd mistake, which some players do at this level. But I'd much as have him on the left and then Watmore on the right of centre back.
Any news on Mike's whereabouts this afternoon, mate? What's he up to?
Oh, he's working at the moment. Again, for some reason, he's booking himself to work on Saturdays, which I don't really understand.
Especially at this point of the season as well. I don't know what he's doing.
Exactly.
How do you feel about this Shrewsbury Town side this afternoon, Brendan? Are you concerned, seeing as they've picked up some decent results already? They've been beaten Sunderland, Lincoln, Peterborough, Doncaster all this season, and in the last couple of weeks they've drawn with Hull and Charlton. You wary going into this one?
Yeah, I would be. Yeah, because they've been taking scalps off the big clubs. They're sort of mid to bottom of the table, aren't they? They're like 17th, aren't they? So I'm worried in the sense of they've beaten these big teams or gotten results off of them, but I would like to think that Cowley and the boys can come together with a master plan and not let them turn us over.
Do you remember Curtis Main?
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, he's had him in our first year in League One. Is one of our strikers.
We named him Lame Main from our seats in the South Stand. I'm not sure how you saw it in the North Stand, but he wasn't particularly good, was he?
No, it wasn't particularly. I think in the sense of he didn't get a massive run in the side. He was a bit in and out of the team. At the time, we had Pittman through the middle, and Chaplin was in and out as well. So it was hard for him to sort of nail down his position in the side. But he scored goals for Shrewsbury since he linked back up with them, and you can't take anyone for granted at this level, no matter who you look at.
No, you can't indeed. Let's bring Gaz into the conversation. He's a new guest here on Fournilwrittenalloverit this afternoon. Welcome along, mate. Joins us all the way from. Do you want to tell us where you are, Gaz?
Can you hear me all right?
We can, mate.
Yeah, in Malta, mate.
Malta, amazing.
Malta.
How long have you been out there, Gaz?
For 3 years now. So
great to have you on, mate, and thank you for coming to join us. How do you feel about this one this afternoon, going into a game against Shrewsbury? We were just mentioning that, I don't know if you were listening, but me and Brendan were saying they've picked up some decent results against some really good teams so far this season. What are your thoughts going into it?
They have. Yeah, they seem to pick up good points against top teams. So they've had a mixed blob season as well. They've only had 1-0 this season, and that was against us. So basically, it's going to be goals. I reckon.
Any chance of a repeat performance from the season opener for you? I know you just said you think it'll be goals, but
No, I think basically with sides have changed since the beginning. Obviously, with obviously for us, change of management. It's going to be change of style and everything. So we've had a week of good training by all accounts. So it's going to be interesting. What obviously this team now. Obviously, Marquis coming in. Johnson, coming back in. I thought Bolton did all right when he came in, but again, it's nice to see we've got a bit of strength in depth. So I'm positive for today. Close, he can run that midfield. We know what Naylor can do, so it's an exciting lineup for me. So I'm predicting goals.
Brendan, what are your thoughts on the sort of the notion of goals this afternoon? Could we see Marquis perhaps find his form a little bit more today?
Well, I hope so. He's a bit he's like the Sahara Desert at the moment. He's a bit dry. He needs to start finding his form he had earlier on in the season. And maybe a couple of seasons ago when he was at Donny, he was scoring goals for fun, and it kind of makes me think, well, why is he not doing it for us? Yeah. Maybe it was Kenny's system. The man who should not be named. Maybe it was his system that was hindering Marquis. And now the Cowleys have seen what he can do, because we know they are very sort of obsessed with the job. I think they've said it themselves, that they're very they want to learn, and I think they've studied Marquis and what he can do, and he'll definitely I want to know that he will start kicking on and start scoring more goals. He needs to.
It's been a busy week for Danny and Nicky, hasn't it, Gaz? I mean, they said in their interview on Thursday it's been pretty much 24/7. What do you expect from them as management this afternoon, going into our second game under them? A second consecutive win, perhaps, would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, there was a bit of there was people sitting on the fence about them coming in, about who football and stuff like that. So I think if you actually strip it back a bit, they're very intelligent people, and they actually study the game a lot. By the interviews, they sort of live and breathe football. So I think on the training ground, by all accounts, it's a lot of combination plays. They like playing wide. So, balls, into the box, Marquis can be in there, So I'm very confident in this group of players to get us minimum of playoffs. I really am.
And as Brendan was just saying there, it would be nice if Marquis could sort of have his scoring boots on this afternoon, and then kicking on into the rest of the season. How concerned are you with the fact that, our striking partnership hasn't really produced many goals? I know it's been a couple of rough weeks under he who must not be named in the last couple of months, but is that something that perhaps Nicky and Danny can bring out of the players, get them scoring more?
Yeah, I think it was basically just patting each other on the back, really, just letting them know that they are good players, and getting a bit of togetherness again. Once they get that confidence going, because let's face it, under he shall not be named, there was a little bit of a disruption with formations. It was like, what he didn't know is case of, look, Danny, they're not stupid people. So even now they've got the scaffolding going up. Now they can actually, see the team, and I mean, it's all positive things. So regarding the team that I've got, what I can see today, like I say, it's goals for me.
Brendan, does that team no goals?
Sorry.
Yeah, I definitely predict goals as well. I think we'll have I think Harness, Willow, and Jacobs will be bombing up and down and getting the ball into Marquis, and hopefully he can stay on side and not scuff the ball as he likes to do this season, and he'll find the back of the net. But I think our sort of midfield five, if you want to call it that we've got today, with Close and Naylor and forward three, and then obviously topping it off with Marquis at the top. I definitely can see that producing a performance, and hopefully we'll get a fair few goals and maybe even a 4-0.
There we go. Gaz, any chance for 4-0 today, mate, for you?
Yeah, 4-0 written all over it, mate.
That's what we'd like to hear. Just one more briefly, fellas. I mean, now the Cowleys have had a week to sort of adjust and perhaps even instill beliefs is probably a little bit strong to use, but maybe that is the case. I don't know how you feel about how quickly these players are needing to adapt to a new regime, Brendan. Do you think they'll be able to do that quick enough, given we've now got, we've had the Tuesday off, and that's a great week for them, isn't it? A window in where they can really get to know people. I think the phrase was build relationships that Danny used in his interview. Is that enough time for you?
Yeah, I'd say so. Well, they showed it in 2 days, didn't they, last week? I noticed even in the play that the players they played a new system. Even in that first game, they were high pressing, playing good football, knocking the ball about, recycling it around, and then if you lose the ball high up the pitch, then you're back on the defenders and getting the ball back as quickly as possible, and lots of closing down. And I think even with this week, it's going to be even better. These guys. No, they're not kids. They will adapt to a new style of play. They've each player's probably had at least two or three managers in their career, and I think they'll pick it up pretty snappy.
Gaz, how do you feel on that one?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that week, they couldn't have timed it any better, really, because it's been hectic. I mean, I missed the Tuesday game. I don't know what everyone else was thinking, but for me, it was like it's a good time to come in. They say they got that great result, so they're already buzzing to get to training on that. If it would have been a defeat on Saturday, it would have been a bit of a different story. But the tails are up, and it's exciting times because obviously, Danny knows that he has good players, and the players know themselves. They've got it within themselves. We weren't top of the league at Christmas for no reason. We didn't beat Sunderland at home away for no reason. We've got good players in that squad. So Danny just needs to get the best out of them, and 4-0 written all over it, mate.
Brilliant. And you mentioned earlier on, actually, Gaz, that you were sort of thinking a playoffs, and you think that's probably very much achievable for us. Where do you see the playoffs going? Because obviously, notoriously, we've been poor, haven't we? But that has been under sort of 4 years or so, or nearly 4 years of he who must not be named ball, perhaps is the way we want to say it. But where do you think, is the sky the limit in terms of playoffs and achievement with the Cowley brothers in charge?
Yeah, I do believe that because they're winners. They're not going to like losing. So basically, they're going to set their team up. Even like today, it's going to be high press. It's going to be attack. And this is the sort of football that us as fans, we've been crying out for, So, we can't moan about the change. It's happened. So basically, now it's a case of go and play football. Like we say, we know they can do it on the pitch. We've seen great results. And we've had disappointing results, but that's the roller coaster of being a Pompey fan. But regarding to playoffs, we're going to be there and thereabouts. It's just a case of how Danny and the team get the players mentally ready. Because like you say, it's going to be first, second, third time of playoffs. There's always that stigma of, we're always the bridesmaid, never the bride, So, this is the year where we could actually, do it.
Brilliant. Brendan, any final thoughts?
Well, let's go out there and express ourselves and make sure we go and, and we play the way that we want them to, and we go out there and we play nice attacking football, we score some goals, and we come away with 3 points. That's all I want. The
main thing is, gents, do either of you have any jammy dodgers alongside you?
Nah, just some beer.
Yeah, I've got some. Well, I'll make up for that. We've got several going on. I tell you what, I'll show you in a couple of moments. But gents, thank you very much, and Gaz, we really appreciate you joining us, mate. We'll speak to you both at halftime.
See you later. Take care. See ya.
So this is how we're looking right now. In terms of previous matches between the two sides, it's been 6 wins for Shrewsbury in the last couple of occasions. Pompey have only won 3 of the last 11. One of those was... Oh, he's not there. One of those... Let's go to Sean quickly. One of those... Oh, he's there. It's all right. He's there now.
How you doing, mate? You said 2:45.
Sorry. Did I say 2:45?
Yeah, I've only just logged on.
Sorry, mate.
It's all right. It's all right.
Sorry, that's my fault entirely. Gents, sorry to catch you unawares. But welcome along. Good afternoon to you both. I'm really excited for this one. I don't know how about you.
Yeah, very much so. It seems to have been a long 7 days, isn't it, since the last match. Missing the Tuesday football. I was lost on Tuesday night. So apart from looking at the league tables, going up and down as other teams were getting results, etc. But no, I say it's going to be good today. It's quite windy up here, though, and very chilly. So I think that with that ground, they say it's open in all 4 corners, isn't it? So I think it'll be a bit of a blustery affair at the new meadow. So, but yeah, it should be good.
I tell you what, gents, I have called on you extremely early, haven't I? I just had a look at what I've got written down. It was meant to be Adam at R3, but I just saw you two in. I thought, oh no, I must have said now because they're normally very punctual gentlemen. Sean, how do you see this one going this afternoon, mate?
I think we're going to see a positive attacking play. I think we're going to win. I think we're going to win well. I've never been so optimistic of a game. At the minute, it's just I want more of what we had at the end, the second half of the last game. Just exciting football, boys putting effort in and having some fun.
And a bit of a familiar face in the shape of Curtis Main, Sean. I wonder what you made of him during his time at Pompey.
He was a good player. I just think we didn't see the best of him because he was injured for a long part of it, wasn't he? And he seemed to be okay. So he came with the sort of all the publicity, but it never really hit the ground at Pompey. So is he going to be one of these ones that comes back and bites us after he's left? Wait and see.
We will. And he's only played 11 of the 34 games this season, Richard. I think it's... You'll just tell us, your proximity to Shrewsbury is relatively close, isn't it, today?
Yeah, 25 minutes from the ground. So,
right.
So it's a bit of a shame we can't go, but
Yeah.
it's been there. So I like the photo of you at 2018. I think the highlight of that game was going to, because we parked in the garden centre, and the people working there were trying to flog us ginormous, like 12-foot Christmas trees for like £1. And it was like, no, I'm all right, I can't even get it on the car, But no, it's a nice little ground, it's they haven't got the fan base, to what we have or many other clubs, in the league. So it's, but no, they've done well. It's a lot better than what it used to be at Gay Meadow within the town. So it's tidy.
Excellent. And just in general, the stadium, but what about the team, Richard? Is there anyone around you that is an actual Shrewsbury fan?
I've got fans, yeah. Lads that I go running with, they're all Shrewsbury fans, get loads of abuse. Got abuse this morning, popping into town to get some coffee, so it's, It's
a bit of a vile place to...
I say, living near Salop, I say it's an absolute nightmare. But
what do they say about their season so far, Richard?
Sort of a bit hit and miss, really. I say the manager spent most of the time in hospital, hasn't he, with COVID? He's been doing a lot of stuff, I say online Zoom meetings, etc. In the dressing rooms, from what they were saying. But they seem to be getting the results, and they've won against the big teams. They've got, was it 3 games in hand? I think it is. So they can creep up the table quite easily. And I say we never really play that well against them, certainly when they come up here, because they're a strong team. I think that is it Ogbetter, I think it is how you pronounce his name, the lad on the left wing. I say he's the one from City, I think. They're saying that he's an absolute class player, and it's a hell of a steal from getting him from City, being a young lad. They've got a good central defence as well, very strong, very good in the air, so it's going to take Marcus is going to have his going to have to do work well today to sort of impress the Cowleys, really, and I think impress the Pompey fans that have sort of sat back a little bit, really, and not thought too much about him,
And as Richard's saying,
probably one of their biggest games as well, isn't it? I think this is probably one of their biggest games of the season, us going to them, and I think they'll be up for it, and they always seem to raise their game against us, I think.
Yeah.
And they have done so against Sunderland, Lincoln, Peterborough, Doncaster. They've beaten them all this season, Sean. And in the last 2 weeks, they've drawn with Hull and Charlton. No mugs, are they?
No.
They're a solid side.
And we talk about what's got, the next, 10 games from today. It's all against teams lower than, lower down in the table. But, they're all, people close to relegation, fighting for their lives. So it's I think today's game, if we could get a result today, it'll certainly put us in good stead, for the rest of the season. But we just got to be careful of the teams that are close to relegation, because I say they're going to be scrapping for their lives, really.
Absolutely, gents. We'll just stay right there. We'll compare the two teams in terms of the goals and then the matches coming up for them. Let's take a look. So as you can see, they're Pompey dominating an attacking sense, and goals-wise, once again, Shrewsbury scored more set pieces and a couple of own goals, converted 5 penalties so far this season as well. And then it's 16 matches that Pompey have now won, a difference of, 9 points between the two. And you could argue that they've both got pretty easy run of games over the next couple of weeks. Sean, I wonder what you make I know we like to look back and look at form, etc., but I'm really thinking this is the last week was the start, wasn't it? And can you almost disregard the last couple of results because it's completely new around here, isn't it?
It is, and for the first time, we're going to see an effect of the Cowleys of a full week of training and starting to see some of the things being implemented on the pitch. So we've had that peak of the morale, and now actually it's the practical side of things coming in. So our form's out the window, really, we just need to get as many points on the board as we can going forward over these next few games to put us in a good stead towards the end of the season. It's just, can we get more points than everyone around us?
Can we, Richard?
I think we can. I think after what we saw last Saturday, the buzz, around the place, what they've been doing at training, they've obviously got the video tower being put up. They've been to see all the academy matches and all that. Well, it's something that we've never heard of before, from Jacket, and they've certainly embraced it. I say, listening to the news, they've moved into the area. The kids are in the schools in the area. I say. They're not here for 12 matches, definitely not. They're here for long term, a good 2-3 year contract I can see coming around the corner.
Yeah, everyone was always saying that Jacket was very thorough in his approach, but these guys seem to be a step above, from the analytical side of things, and just the way they're sort of going about their preparation. And it's just nice to see.
Come on, phone's ringing. So I'll let you shoot off. Let's take a look. We'll speak to you both at half time. Enjoy your. Oh, have we got any dodgers your end, by the way?
I've just Rach has just gone shopping and I've asked her to get us a packet.
Oh yeah,
look at that.
We've got a tub and we've got some very kindly. I've got the jam and creams, Aaron. They're all ready. We've got the jumbo pack. Sean just has completely gone.
Another level.
Got a bit excited there. I smashed the jammies against the camera. Gentlemen, thank you very much. We will speak to you both at half time.
Take care. See you soon, mate.
Here's how our opposition look this afternoon. We can have a look there and see that their away form is much better than their home, isn't it? And the goals that they have scored, the majority of those have been from open play, and set pieces not too bad either, as we were just saying. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you, and sorry for messing my timings up this afternoon. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Poirier. How are you?
Very well, Tom. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. You're catching me up on the facials. And Aaron, once again, welcome, mate, and thank you. These are actually, ladies and gents, a gift from our very own. He's got them there as well. And oh, here we go. He's even got a fat. Where'd you get them from?
These are the ones I bought in the shop.
Do you know
what? I'll be honest. I don't even like jammy dodgers that much, but I was doing it for the support.
Oh, mate, that's wonderful. I can confirm emails have been sent to Burton's Biscuits, and we are in the process of working out some kind of deal with them, because we've all splashed out on the Dodgers. Can I just ask, which shop did you get those from?
Which shop? The Co-op.
Yeah. Because there's always 8 or 16, right? And I've never seen the family pack before. I think that's quite a nice medium to have. So I might get down to the Co-op after the stream and get some. Gentlemen, back to the football. Sorry to deviate away. What are we thinking this afternoon, Mr. Poirier? I mean, there are no mugs, are there? We've just been saying that. But will Cowley's brand new reign supreme now? Is it a story of things to come, and can we look at Ipswich as a game that sort of set the standard and now we'll go on a winning run and all will be well?
I mean, yeah, Shrewsbury are a good team. They've beaten big clubs in this league. I mean, they've drawn against Hull. I mean, they've even beaten Lincoln. So if that says something against the Cowleys' play, then that's maybe something to worry about. But definitely don't underestimate them. But I do feel like we can still get a result somehow with a bit of magic from some of our players. And especially now, seeing as we didn't have a striker or an actual attacking forward playing in the last match, now we actually have Marquis. Maybe that says something there. So, things are looking up. And if they get a result now, I mean, that's going to put us into great stead for playoffs, I think.
Aaron, what are your thoughts this afternoon, mate? Welcome along.
Right, afternoon. I think the formation's come out saying that we're playing a 4-2-3-1. I know a lot of people don't like that formation, but with the attacking attitude that the Cowleys are bringing, I think that's actually going to be really, really good for us today. With the man who should never be named, when he done that formation, because he wasn't man management with all the players, it was completely different. I think we're going to see a completely different outtake to this today, because the Cowleys have already said that they need to look after the team. They need to cotton wool with Curtis and Harness, and actually speak to them, get them more involved, and say how much they are well needed for the club. So I think we're going to see a different sort of attitude from the players today, especially with this formation. It is an attacking formation, and all I can see is a really good result today.
Adam, I believe you're delighted by the inclusion of Callum Johnson this afternoon. Would you like to expand?
I mean, he's just great. I mean, he dictates the play really well, and he's actually very solid at defending and getting forward. So I think he'll really pose a threat. I mean, going back to when he assisted Harvey White against Oxford, I mean, that's just some of the things he can do. He's such a great player on that right side. So it's really nice to have him back, and seeing that Cowley's can have a bit of faith in him.
And Adam, how important is Ben Close to this Pompey lineup this afternoon, and how hopeful are you that he can finally record a 90 minutes in a Pompey shirt?
It's been a while for him, hasn't it? He definitely deserves it, and it's nice to see the Cowley's giving him faith after all this time, and maybe Kenny putting him down. But yeah, there's some great players that could also be in those positions, but I think he definitely deserves that for now. And if he gets 90 minutes, that'll do the world of confidence for him. But we'll see. I'm not sure he'll get the full 90, but I think definitely like 70, 80, he'll be on.
Aaron, I know you're hot on the league table, aren't you? Thanks to Oxford last night, this actually has eased the pressure slightly this afternoon, hasn't it? And Pompey just within a point of a playoff spot today.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was watching a little bit of the game, but yeah, they've done us a massive favour. As long as I know it's stupid to say, but hopefully other results will go our way as well. But then we're still there. We're still pushing, chucking our weight about. And if we do get a result today, that put more pressure on the other teams, and they've still all got to play each other. So in theory, we're in a really good position. Would like to have had the Crowleys in a few matches before, but can't. It is what it is now. So hopefully, they can actually do something, and yeah, we can really push on this now. So yeah, let's go for it today.
Gents, stay right there. Let's take a look at the league table before we get going this afternoon. You can see there, Hull still retains top spot. However, they have got a couple of games played more than their two opponents. Peterborough United are in second place. Sunderland, as Sam quite rightly predicted, they are putting an awful lot of pressure on those top two. And actually, with that game in hand, things could all change at the top of the league, couldn't they? Lincoln City are in and amongst the playoffs still, alongside Doncaster Rovers, who have many games in hand on all the teams above them, at least one on all of the top four. And then I didn't even get a chance to get down to Pompey. That's how low we are down in the league. But Adam, do Blackpool surprise you in where they've ended up at this late stage?
Yeah, I think a little bit. But then again, it is League One. I mean, anything can happen. I mean, some teams are dropping down far lower than they should be, and some teams are surpassing a lot of people's expectations, like Lincoln. I mean, who thought they would be like really challenging for championship next year? So it is obviously surprising. Let's hope they drop points like Doncaster. They've only played like 34 games. So let's hope those two drop points and we can surpass them on that table.
Daniel's actually beating me to it in the comments, but I have been keeping an eye on the iFollow stream on the just to the left of me here, Aaron, and actually it is Danny Cowley and his brother that are leading the warm-ups this afternoon, and they've been out and about, and that makes a change, doesn't it, from the last 3.5 years?
Oh, definitely, and that's what Pompey needed. That's what the players needed, and especially that's what the fans needed, because it just brings a breath of fresh air, because the players now know they are respected, they are needed, and with their attitude and their pushing with the players, it's all a win-win situation, and it's all looking good for all of the players. So everyone's going to be you're going to see the best out of everyone today. And with Lincoln dropping down as well, they're on the backbone at the moment. They've got so many players out injured, so you don't wish any team to have injuries and everything, but we've only got one. I think Geordie got an injury during training this week. That's why he's not even on the bench. Before everyone says, "Oh, where's Geordie? Where's Geordie?" But he actually got an injury this week. But yeah, fair play to the Crowleys, and especially like with other feeds as well at the training park, building scaffolding to record the training sessions, and even going and having a look back over the training sessions. So then they're actually sitting down with the players, Zoom calling in the evenings as well, to actually say, look, this is what we want you to improve on. If you actually drop back a couple of meters and then run through, then you actually, and then the following training day, it's working. So then they're going back and say, look, it's working. And their man management is just superb, absolute superb.
Gentlemen, I do have a bit of news for you, and anyone who's still, I don't know if Richard and Sean are still in, and Alex is waiting to join us, but there might actually be a bit of an opportunity for yourselves to put some questions to a certain CEO over the next couple of weeks, live here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. So I thought I'd throw you that one out there. I'm not going to say who it is; you can probably guess, but it's a work in progress. So fingers crossed, and that might be coming as soon as sort of next weekend, definitely into April time. So that's
He'll have to bring his
down
jammy
diaries. Yes, and absolutely.
If he doesn't.
Absolutely. Hello to Darren, who's also got his jammy dodges all the way from Vancouver. Thank you to everyone, and from Vancouver to Bexley Heath, Bexhill-on-Sea with a trumpet. I'm not quite sure where
a nightmare there, aren't you?
There we go. Thanks, mate. Right, gents, thank you for the moment. We'll speak to you both at half time.
Speak to you soon.
Cheers, guys. There's nothing to really go on today, but form is not fantastic, really, is it, at the moment for Pompey? But as we were saying, I don't think this really matters at all. What does matter is the top one. Shrewsbury have had the last couple of weeks. Thank you for we got two now. Thank you, Andrew's just joined us, by the way. Charlton and Hull City are 2 points that Shrewsbury will be very pleased with. Alex joins us live now, and I'm gonna try and tilt the camera across as you're talking and bring Andrew in as well. Good afternoon, mate. Thanks for making the time for us today. Welcome. How are you feeling ahead of this one?
Afternoon, gents. Yeah, I think I'm feeling the same as a lot of us, and it's optimistic and positive, which is the first time in a long time it feels that we've potentially felt like this. So it's quite nice.
It is, and it's one that we're really looking forward to. You might need to come in this way a little bit towards me. Hang on, let me put that there.
To move that side a bit.
I can't move that because of the wall here.
Oh,
Alex, tell us how you problem, but. They've got quite an impressive recent couple of weeks, haven't they, Shrewsbury? I mean,
yeah. Well, we've seen them kind of the whole season. We've seen them beating seemingly the top teams or getting points off them, and I mean they even got what, a point off us? Did they get a point off us at Fratton Park?
First game of the season, yeah.
Yeah. So we don't usually do that well against Shrews, but equally, the whole season we've been looking at it and going, it's great that they're getting these points off the top teams. So now we've got to capitalise on it and take the 3 points off them and make it actually count. But yeah, I think it's going to be, like the boys were saying on the stream, it's going to be the first proper game, with a week of training with the new managers. And yes, I think it'll be exciting for a lot of them to be able to go out and kind of show them what they really can do. Because obviously, one day in charge wasn't really enough to maybe impact any of them. For the Ipswich game, even though obviously we came out with the result, and that was obviously fantastic to break the non-comeback curse as well, which was nice. But yeah, I think there's a different type of mentality and spirit we've just got at the moment. And just on your point, I was just watching and the Blackpool and being surprised they're there. It does seem that every season there's one team that will come from seemingly nowhere and get somewhere. And I think we look at that and we look at Blackpool coming up and we look and see Donny and stuff, games in hand, but they've had games in hand, it seems, for weeks now, and they just keep losing them. So games in hand is not guaranteed points. We've got, a game in hand here and there that will potentially be helpful, but we just need to do our bit, don't we?
What's your general reaction to? Oh, hang on, I'll do that. What's your general reaction to the team news, mate? I mean, Callum Johnson's back in, which Ryan
I think it's an exciting team, because I do think sometimes when you are away from home, often 4-2-3-1 might feel a bit conservative sometimes, but I think away from home it's never a bad thing to start like that. And I think he might have seen Willow in the middle in training and maybe seen his extra bit of pace and thought let's put him there and see how he gets on, because he certainly has the most pace in the front kind of four we have. John Marquis obviously appears, which is nice that he's back, because obviously we're a bit short on the striker options with the couple of injuries we've got. But yeah, I think that's probably a pretty faultless team in my eyes from the recent games. And you'd only argue maybe Cannon to come in, but maybe he just needs a bit of a rest because he just seems to blow himself into the ground. But yeah, I think it's going to be good, and I'm excited for it today.
Andrew, welcome.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks for joining us.
I just asked the question. I thought of one question, Tom.
Yeah.
What's Geordie done? Who left?
Oh, he's injured.
He's injured.
He is.
Right. Okay. Well, that excuses it then. I was
no more questions.
That's it. That's final question.
But with Herwula, we obviously now we can't say it's Jacket freezing him out. So if he's not getting played, then we just got to admit that maybe he's not good enough from the training ground.
Perhaps.
But I think he's injured today.
Okay. I was just going to say to you, what's your initial thoughts going into this one? It's
4-0, Tom.
You reckon?
We're going to hammer this lot 4-0. So excited, so ambitious about this season now. I'm really, really getting up for this. We're going to get promoted in automatics, not win.
God. That is a big statement.
That's my call last week. It's a big statement. A long way to go, of course, but none of those teams above us are better than us, I don't think, at this point in time. And I think we'll win the next 10 games.
And that will give us enough to put us up there.
But it's automatics, for sure, because the others are going to drop a lot more points than we are.
That's the only thing you look at, and you look up there and you do see the top 6 kind of have to play each other.
Yeah.
There's going to be a big hand in it for a team like Charlton, who have to play Peterborough. They've got to play, I think, Hull. They've got to play a lot of each other, and that can often work in favour of some of them. But, if there's a few draws in there and we pick up wins, we'll be looking to leapfrog these guys. And I think this could be the best chance we've got in the playoffs, as I've said before. I think with the new managers, we'll be going into it with a different mindset. So if we do make playoffs, I wouldn't look at that this year as a bit of an automatic loss like we have done it every other year with Jacket.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed we can just win today and see what happens with the other results.
What do you make of Andrew's big statement there, Alex? I mean, I'm sat here thinking, crikey, what have you been doing with yourself for the last...
I've got an injection of Danny.
You have? Well, as we should all have, really.
We've
all
received
4
years, mate, of being dragged down to the level of Kenny Jackett. And now, when I mean that, I mean the aspirations of Kenny Jackett and the attitude. Now we're back to where we should be. The positive way.
I completely agree with that. And I think that the Cowleys are doing that. I mean, they're probably better talkers than a person like Jackett, but they're doing all the right things. They're going to the academy games of under-8s and upwards, and it's just I think they get it. They get the whole point. And then at the moment in League One and Championship and League Two, you don't kind of get, right, we're going to get the Jose Mourinho in or the foreign managers. You get the managers that you just need to get it. Paul Cook got it when he was here. He would come out, I remember when we lost 3-0 at Stevenage and Chappers chipped that penalty down the middle at 3-0 down and people were fuming. And, still singing after the game, Cookie came out and spoke to people. That's getting Portsmouth Football Club. Yeah. We need managers in the club who are going to be happy to take stick, talk to the fans. When did Jackett ever, obviously you boys live close to Portsmouth, did he ever allow us to go watch training sessions? I don't think so. Cookie all the time was saying, people can come down. They had open training sessions all the time. So there's nothing to hide. Yeah. I feel like Cowley gets it, which is what we need.
Cookie was our first guest on 4-0, funny enough, as an official at the football club, wasn't he?
Can I say what we witnessed when Jackett was having his interview when we were there? Can I say that now that he's gone?
No,
am I allowed to say that?
I won't talk about it, Tom, because it's history and it's negative. We need to think about.
Can I might, because I think people will be interested. So we spent a day with
Tom. There might be other people watching this from the football club, so it's.
But I think it's history, though.
Yeah, but
it's gone.
Mark Catlin and his gang don't want to hear this, so.
I don't think they're watching at 5 for 3.
To these guys and tell them.
Let's just say that Jackett maybe didn't cover himself in glory. Is that enough?
Yeah, that's exactly what Alex, you've taken the words out of my mouth, mate, and I will let you all know later on what myself and Andrew witnessed when we were at the. I'll make it sound like it's something huge. It's not. It's insignificant, really, isn't it? But it's a little.
It's a Trump moment. So let's move on. He's gone. His history. We've got a positive way to look at the future, haven't we?
Definitely. Yeah, and I think that it is positive. You're right, Andrew. And why not aim for the automatics? We're Portsmouth Football Club, as Cowley has said. We should be winning every week, and we should be up there. That's what
exactly. And why can't we win the next 10 out of 12? We can.
Well, exactly. But there's no reason, because I do agree with you. There's no one in this league that is better than us on our day. We just need to make sure our day is 11 out of 11 in the last games.
Yep. And a good win today will prove my point.
Yeah, 4-0 written all over it.
4-0.
That is brilliant. Alex, thank you once again. And your points are superb. If you can join us at any point for the rest of the afternoon, we'll look forward to speaking to you. See you in a bit, mate.
Yours, Blair Pompey.
This is how the table's looking before we head into this one. It's Hull City who maintain top spot right now. Peterborough United are following them closely behind, 3 points behind them. Sunderland are the third team in the league, and they are taking the top spot in the playoffs at the moment. Then it's Lincoln, Doncaster, Blackpool, Oxford, and you have to look all the way past Charlton in 8th to Pompey in 9th. But as you can see, We're a point within the playoffs, and the two teams above us have both played 2 games more coming into this one. Obviously, Oxford won't be playing this afternoon. We're going to have to do something about this because you're right on the far side.
So I'm fine here, mate.
You sure? Because you can kind of watch the game, can't you? People can sort of... We might move up a little bit later on. So we'll have to wait and see. But everyone's feeling very positive ahead of this one, Andrew, and rightfully so, aren't they?
Well, I think 5 minutes before 3 in every game watching Pompey, we're always very excited.
We are, but perhaps it's slightly different on this occasion, maybe.
The teams are out, or they're just warming up?
No, teams coming out. 5-3. Keep talking.
Well, Tom, I'm surprised, actually, that I was surprised to hear that Geordie wasn't in there, but then the reasons are, but obviously he's injured. Because I would have thought, had he not been injured, he would have deserved a place today for sure, because I thought he played really well last week. But then saying that, most players did, and they've got a new lease of life, a new ambition, haven't we? We can beat Shrewsbury today, Tom. There's no doubt in my mind. And had we been able to go to the game, it would have been even better, wouldn't it? Because you imagine these next 10 games running with lots of Pompey away fans there and at home, what an atmosphere would be created, and the teams would be just blown away with it, wouldn't they? I'm sure
they would. Someone said Andrew's in the cheap seats today.
I am, as it goes, because what's happened is we've moved house, and it was a makeshift
studio. Well, it's not This is the new studio for the time being, probably till the end of the season, isn't it?
But my chair is not here, so unfortunately
we'll get a chair sorted for Tuesday, though, won't we?
Yeah, we'll try to.
We'll get one.
I'm quite comfortable with it on this little deck chair, Tom. It's quite nice.
He's on the deck chair. He is on a deck chair, but. And Adam has just said John Mark was just sprinting out onto the pitch. What have the Cowleys done to him? Absolutely. That's something that we didn't see. And something that you will like to hear, actually, Andrew, is the fact that the Cowleys were very much leading the warm-up this afternoon. I was sat here, we've been here for an hour now, and we managed to see that actually they were doing exactly what Shrewsbury Town are doing. They were on the pitch, calling the shots, and they are first-team coaches. But Kenny Jackett was that as well. And obviously, it's interesting to draw comparisons, isn't it, between what they're doing out on the pitch these days and what we were used to for 3.5, 4 years is that they weren't really doing that, were they?
It's called showing the lead, Tom, and showing some ambition and interest. That's what it's called. And also, these two guys know what they're doing. They're professional coaches. Danny's got a PhD, isn't he? He's got a master's degree. He's not a stupid person. He knows his way around. And all these players today, including the coaches that we keep talking about, the two managers, as it were, the Danny and the Nicky, they're all now looking to play for their contracts for next season, aren't they? So we've got to see an improvement from these players, haven't we? Yeah. Otherwise, they don't get a job next year, do they? It's that simple. They go elsewhere to a little club like Shrewsbury or someone like that, They could be playing Championship football next season at Nottingham Forest, at Derby County, places like that.
But why not get us there instead?
No, I'm saying our players could.
Our players. Sorry, I thought you meant the managers.
No, our players could be doing that, and that's what we've got to look for. They've got to be looking forward to, isn't it? Danny said to them, "Look, guys, we've got 10 games, 12 games to prove ourselves to the management of this football club. That's all of us as a group of people, not them as individuals." These players have got to prove themselves as well, haven't they? Because they've got to prove that they want to be at this football club next season in a championship.
Pompey just changing ends with Shrewsbury Town. I believe we probably won the toss. So I'm not sure if we did or not. But
it doesn't matter which way you play, though, does it?
Well, not here. It doesn't particularly.
Not anywhere at the minute.
Well, not anywhere at the minute, perhaps. But it's a bit of a tradition, isn't it? That we always like to play towards the Fratton end. In the second half, but it will be Shrewsbury Town with kickoff.
It's away, though, isn't it? So it doesn't matter.
No, but yes, I know that. But normally, when we're at
look at the group hug.
Yeah.
Togetherness.
Yes, but we are kind of nitpicking and noticing very small details.
We didn't have that before.
You didn't have a team huddle?
No.
You don't think so?
No. No one liked each other.
Right, there we go. And all of a sudden, now Danny Cowley's in, everyone loves each other.
They love each other now.
Yeah, excellent. Right, we are about to get underway at the Montgomery Watertoes Meadow. We'll just refer to it as New Meadow for the afternoon. We are live for it's a bit of I was about to say a sunny afternoon in Shropshire, but a bit of a cloudy one for you here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. Just 9 miles east of the Welsh border, just inside God's country. And here we go, off and underway. Here we go. First kick of the game is off, and we would normally be there in our numbers, taking up the entirety of the away stand at New Meadow this afternoon. And Jack Watmore's won his first header of the afternoon. And there's Callum Johnson, who is back in the starting 11. Another one back in the starting 11, Andrew, is Michael Jacobs this afternoon.
Yes, I hear. Brown's playing as well, isn't he?
He is indeed. He is indeed. And there he is. Lee Brown has sort of put a ball up towards Ryan Williams, and that one Feels weird. It's been a week, isn't it? That one didn't quite come off. And this is now Ryan Sears, who's going to be playing predominantly on this side for Shrewsbury this afternoon. And there's Matthew Pennington, the 26-year-old. They've got a relatively experienced back four, actually. Ethan Ebanks Landau is 28. And as I just said, Pennington is 26. He's only played 8 of the 34 league games that Shrewsbury have taken part in so far this season. And there is Callum Johnson back on throw-in taking duties this afternoon and has made his way back into the starting 11 after immediately coming back into the team. What does that say about him? And I believe I heard Danny Cowley saying how much of an important asset he was to this Pompey side. Do you agree with that one?
Yeah, I think so, Tom. I mean, obviously we mentioned that the Cowleys know what they're doing. They're clever people. They're not stupid. And I think they know they're starting 11, I'm sure, by now. Within a week, they know they're starting 11. We're going to see. There may be 1 or 2 changes, but we're not going to get wholesale changes every week on and off like we did with
Ben Close has found Michael Jacobs and the ball goes in early doors and there's absolutely no one there. Marquis was the nearest to the penalty spot. It's probably Michael Jacobs. He's put a bit of a wayward cross in there, but
too much on it, wasn't it?
A little bit too much on it. But that is it's not really an opportunity, is it? It's a little bit of a flash of a chance down the Shrewsbury town end for the first half this afternoon. And the keeper, Harry Burgo. Oh, that's going to be a fun one. Burgoyne. Sorry, my apologies. He'll be taking the goal kick.
You're the one with the result. You're the one with the language skills, mate, and you can't pronounce Burgoyne.
No, I can't. This is
excuse me,
David Davis, the 30-year-old, not to be confused with the former secretary for leaving the EU in Theresa May's cabinet, and that's a wayward pass down to they were looking for Matthew Pennington, but that one's going to be Lee Brown's to take a throw, and he takes it miles away from the touchline actually, and it only just bounces into play. Sean Raggett now, his first couple of touches on the ball. Jack Watmore's inside the goal mouth, and there's Ben Close playing himself a little bit out of position, should I say, and Michael Jacobs once again is right back there, but Pompey looking to play out from the back, and Ben Close is again out on this right-hand side, and Sean Raggett now under a little bit of pressure from Curtis Main, who is a familiar face for many Pompey fans, and Callum Johnson manages to find his pass to Marcus Harness now, who's been dispossessed, but then wins it back, and that will be a Shrewsbury Town throw-in on that far side, just down by the dugouts, by the technical areas. Hello to Up the Blues. It's a Peterborough 1-0 up already. Or is that a Peterborough 1-0 win that you're predicting? Let us know. Oh, no, they are 1-0 up against Accrington Stanley. Thank you for that one. We are live across Fournilwrittenalloverit all over across the world. And thank you very much to everyone for joining us. If you're new, make sure you subscribe down below and obviously leave the stream a like. That'd be much appreciated. As the ball goes in for Shrewsbury, and that one won't be attacked. It's Johnson Clark Harris, would you believe, who's got the first goal for Peterborough United. And it'll be a throw-in on this near touchline that Shrewsbury Town are going to take now. It will be Ryan Sears, who's working his way, plying his trade perhaps on this near side this afternoon, at least for the first period. And I'm not sure whether he's a man to sort of switch sides for the visiting side. And Lee Brown and Ben Close are doing their best to make sure that the throw-in can't be taken successfully. Eventually, Michael Jacobs is muscled out of one, and Sears has it back now, working his way into the edge of the box, and that will be a challenge committed by Michael Jacobs. It's a bit of a clumsy one, actually. He was sort of upset with himself that he conceded it against Sean Goss, who's already scored on 3 occasions for Shrewsbury this afternoon. He's not scored for Shrewsbury this afternoon. What am I talking about? He scored for Shrewsbury this season on 3 occasions. And Sean Goss now he's won the free kick and he's going to be taking it. And the referee is just drawing out some spray for Ben Close and Michael Jacobs to get behind Craig McGilvery, giving a couple of shouts. And actually Ben Close leaves the wall and Michael Jacobs is the solemn man standing there for Pompey. The rest of the combined 21 that are on the pitch there, 22, sorry, are standing in the box, lining up for this one. It's going to be delivered. 5 minutes on the clock. In goes the ball. It's on a bad delivery, and Curtis Main was there sliding in at the back post. It's a decent opportunity early doors for Shrewsbury there, and he'll be probably a little bit upset. Curtis Main, he didn't get more on that because it looked like anything decent on that one, and that was pretty much a tap-in, to be honest. But maybe that's because he's Lame Main, and that's the name that we all used to know him by. Harry can't get the radio to work, so I have to back up. Love the commentary. Thank you very much, mate, and glad you could join us. We'll keep you updated for the entirety of the afternoon. Ben Close has played one down the line now, and it will be John Marquis's to come and claim. And it's a header that Sean Raggett rises for highest, and this is now Matthew Pennington, and the ball is fired up the pitch rather quickly, actually, and that will be Callum Johnson on the spin. Look to rejuvenate things once again and plays a long ball down towards the Shrewsbury Town back four, and that Ethan Ebanks-Landor will claim that one, and Marcus Harness is the man left to run around and try and chase it, and it's a push, and I believe the referee's blown up for that one. Yes, he has, and that's Nathaniel Ogbetter, who's the man that Richard was talking about earlier on, who is a bit of a threat, actually, joined from Manchester City. He's only 19 years of age. Lee is fishing today, so relying heavily on me. No worries, Lee. We'll keep you updated, mate. And Michael has said, I'm unable to pirate the Pompey game, so watching this just as good. Much appreciated, Michael. Thank you for that. And make sure you subscribe. Charlie's going for a 3-1 win for Pompey, and a loss would help out Oxford more, but it is what it is. Thank you for that, Charlie. And good to see you, mate. Here we go, player Pompey from Paul. Good afternoon, mate, and well, good morning, probably for you, and welcome along to the stream. Hello to Douglas once again, who joins us. And thank you for sticking with us. We are live across the planet here, live on Fournilwrittenalloverit. It's 7 minutes on the clock now. And Sean Raggett once again has won a header. And this is Jack Watmore now. And he's been muscled out of it. And here comes Ryan Sears, who's looking to put a ball in. But Michael Jacobs will put a stop to that, sorry. David Davis now, the 30-year-old, brings things back back from halfway. And we are now 7 minutes into this one. Here is Josh Vella, the number 10, who scored on 2 occasions and assisted 1 this season. And there's a bit of a push from Jack Watmore on Ryan Curtis. Maybe he's managed to give it to, Daniel Oddo. He got a strike away, and Craig McGilvery was lucky to get to that one. That was a decent opportunity for the home side on the cusp of the 7.5 minute mark, and needed to really react to that one quickly, Craig McGilvery. He did so. That is a decent opportunity for Udu, who's only played 30 of the 34 games that Shrewsbury have had this season, netted on 3 occasions, and he's got 1 assist to his name and nearly made it 4 there. That was dangerous. But this is dangerous as well. And here comes Callum Johnson, who's found Marcus Harness. Ball goes in first time from him, and it's a trickling leg that David Davis managed to leave out, and that one will be fired back up to halfway for Tom Naylor, and he managed to prevent any Pompey attack there. And now this is back with Callum Johnson on that far side, and Jack Watmore looks to get things going once again, but Marquis is just too far from it, and Jacobs will win it back, however, and Marquis looking to get on the right side of the offside flag there. Jack Watmore's once again 1-1 for Pompey. And here he comes over halfway now. Positive stuff from the Pompey boy. And Marquis has got the better of Ethan Ebanks-Landor. And this is Ryan Williams now, who threads one through to Marcus Harness. He's working his way down to the dead ball line. Got an awful lot to do out on that right-hand side, and finds Marcus Harness. Twisting and turning, and finds the Pompey captain. He wants it back to him. And that one's just, I think it was a little bit too fast coming at the Pompey captain. And unfortunately, we can't make that one pay. And I believe Peterborough United are now 2-0 up in their game against Accrington Stanley. Not to be unexpected from a very good side who looked decent when we played them just a couple of weeks ago. It's a shame, actually, that we couldn't get back into that one. And as I say, that whole city have taken the lead against Gillingham as well. Things aren't going Pompey's way right now, as here is, I believe that's Roe Williams on the ball for Shrewsbury Town. And this is Ben Close, and Andrew's just about to rejoin us. Michael Jacobs now, and I can confirm Peterborough United are now 2-0 up. And this is Jack Watmore, who's found Callum Johnson on that far side, and he's just taken it slightly out of play there. And Nicky and Danny are commanding, and Andrew, you'll watch this here and think, how on earth did this not go in? Craig McGilvery needed to get down quickly to that one. Anywhere else, and it's in the back of the net. Opening 9.5 minutes, and it's probably one opportunity apiece at either end. Good afternoon and welcome to everyone who joins us live across the planet here on Fournilwrittenalloverit, live until probably 5:15, 5:30 this afternoon. Jack Green was going to click off, and if Andrew wasn't there, Jack, thanks for sticking with us. He's back, and back for good. And Tom Eaves has got the goal for Hull City. They've taken the lead against Gillingham. So game's not quite going Pompey's way this afternoon. This is Callum Johnson now, who, as I said earlier on, is back on throwing duties for Pompey this afternoon. And this is Sean Raggett down to Ben Close, the local lad who grew up living, breathing and everything Pompey around him. Sean Raggett now. Great to see him back in the starting 11. Our boy Ben Close.
Yeah, he's mate. Local boy. It's great, isn't it?
Cross ball over from Michael Jacobs. He's looking to find Marcus Harness, and it's an exquisite first touch, and he's taken it past his man, Marcus Harness. Can he make the... Oh, he can.
What strength that man's got.
He's incredible strength, and he's managed to win a corner, that one, courtesy of Nathaniel Ogbetter, the man on loan from Manchester City, the 19-year-old, up against Marcus Harness, who had his birthday not too long ago, and strength of the man, Andrew.
Yes.
Superb.
Power of the man.
This will be a
power.
He is built like a something shite house.
Yes.
Yes. No, I said that the wrong way.
Yeah,
a brick something house. Yeah. Michael Jacobs is going to be the man to take the corner. Marcus Harness wants it short. Perhaps he's just drawing out Josh Vella and Nathaniel Ogbetter, and this will be a decoy, maybe.
Interesting. Look where he stood. That's interesting, that, isn't it?
It
He's
is.
dragging a couple
yeah,
of defenders
it will be
out.
first time ball in from Michael Jacobs, and someone have been on the end of that. And I can confirm Plymouth Argyle have taken the lead against Blackpool. So that will mean that perhaps that gives the opportunity for Pompey to leapfrog Blackpool, even though things are still on level terms at New Meadow at the moment. And I believe it's Ryan Williams who might have gone down injured there, perhaps, but he is back on his feet. Did Andrew go and get the jammy Dodgers, Graham has asked? Speaking of jammy Dodgers...
He needs to get some longer shorts to Aaron Williams.
Ryan Williams. Should we open them up, ladies and gents? Are we going
is
it too early?
It's a bit early.
It is a bit early, isn't it? We have also got some jam and creams, courtesy of our very own Aaron. He's very kindly sent those out to us this afternoon.
Did you mention Aaron this afternoon and his lovely letter?
He's been on.
Did you mention?
We didn't mention the letter, no, but we will discuss that more probably at full time. We've got a bit more time on our hands to discuss that. 12 minutes now. I'm glad you haven't mentioned my attire yet this afternoon either. Tom Naylor, Ben Close now, Sean Raggett, Lee Brown has fired one over the top, and that one's going to reach absolutely no one. And here,
you know, if I was to say there's one weak link in this.
Is it Lee Brown?
In his passing ability, it's Lee Brown. I'd have Charlie Daniels in for him for sure.
Okay. Is he on the bench?
I don't think he is. He might be.
He is.
Good.
He is. So perhaps that's something that might change at points this afternoon. Maybe Lee Brown will tire and the Cowley brothers will be left with no choice. And Ryan Williams has gone down again, but things are still off and underway for Pompey. And it'll be Marcus Harness was involved in that one, wasn't he?
Brilliant.
Again. Yeah. He was. He did look very good there, didn't he?
No room on a pitch for Andy Cannon, which is you can't get them all playing at the same time, can you? But disappointed to see Andy Cannon's not there, but I do like to see Ben Close. So it's the best of both worlds.
It's probably a little bit of a chill time for.
Well, we were talking to
Andy Cannon.
No, we were talking.
No, we weren't talking to Andy Cannon.
No, we were talking at the Christmas dinner one year, weren't we? To the goalkeeper,
Luke McGee.
Luke McGee, weren't we? Sat at his dinner table that night, didn't we? Just by
you mentioned this last week,
did I?
But, yeah.
And he did say that Ben Close was the most technical player
in the squad.
Yeah.
Which is not. It's pretty obvious, to be honest, isn't it?
Yeah, he had a little bit of a spell where he was a bit lightweight in his tackling. Tom, he was pulled out of tackles a little bit, but he's sort of sorted that out now. He's not.
He's built into his game massively, isn't he? He's grown into the role that he possesses here at Pompey, and I've been asked by Aaron to open up the jam and cream, so that is what I'm going to do now. And Andrew's going to give us a little bit of a chat while I do so. They've got a bit of sugar.
Aaron,
on them,
we checked the sell-by date on them as well, mate. I might want to tell you that.
No, best before the September
19
this year. Yeah, not 19, 2021. 15 minutes now. What would you? It'd be great if we were there today, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, of course, it'd be great to be at the football, wouldn't it? Again, some sunny day in August. I feel like Vera Lynn coming on. We'll meet again.
Please don't start singing.
Don't know where, don't know when, but I know.
If you're going to sing a Pompey chart.
Some sunny day.
This is Sean Raggett now, down to the near touchline with Lee Brown. He's got Sears standing him up, but he's managed to find Ben Close.
Look, there's a lot of space on the pitch. A lot of space. They're giving us a lot of space.
Ryan Williams to Michael Jacobs, and he can't quite get it past David Davis.
Away on duty, is he?
Mm-hmm.
He's in Azerbaijan or somewhere like that, or somewhere strange like that, isn't he? Yeah. All right, mate. Don't keep rolling it. I'm talking. I'm just watching the football. Here we are. Here's a chance, and Oh my word, that was close. That was close.
And here's a chance. All that was close. Let's describe it to you. Ben Close is the man who got the ball in,
Aaron
and it was a
Williams.
nod on from Ryan Williams. Why'd you keep calling him Aaron Williams?
Because I don't know. I'll call him Williams. If Williams had headed that across the pitch to Marcus, it would have been 1-0. 1-0.
Fine margins here at New Meadow this afternoon. We are now a quarter of an hour into this one. You're joining us live across the planet on Fournilwrittenalloverit, and it's great to have you all with us. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do so. Luckily, it is now only a couple of weeks before we can all go and get our hair cut. How I was
bothered.
I was about to say, how pleased are you? Sorry, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Ben Close. My apologies.
It's all right, mate. I don't take the mickey out of your face.
Michael Jacobs. Well, it's not much to take the mickey out of. Ben Close now. Lee Brown. Oh, can he win that one back? A little bit of luck there for the Pompey left back. And he's managed to find his colleague, Michael Jacobs. Ben Close now. Fires one completely across the pitch, switches play for Pompey. And this is Callum Johnson, who's found Marcus Harness. He was a bit of a wayward first touch, which is something.
He tried to do the clever bit, didn't he?
He did. He tried to do a bit of a clever bit. But Tom Naylor now through to Michael Jacobs. This is positive stuff for Pompey. It's all being played in this half of the pitch so far. Lee Brown with the ball in, and again, Ryan Williams was the man in the box there, and that will be a Pompey throw-in as it came off a Shrewsbury player, but that ball in. I don't think it did, actually. I think it was probably...
No, it was. It was the black guy at the back for them who headed it over.
They've actually got a couple of those. You might want to be more specific. It's either Ethan Ebanks Landell or Nathaniel Ogbetta's back there as well.
They have actually got the Nigerian back four there.
They have, and they're all very experienced as well. 28 years old, 26. You know, they've been around for quite some time, and it's... to be fair, Nathaniel Ogbetta's only 19 years of age, but as Josh Vella's 27, David Davis is 30. There's quite a lot of experience in this Shrewsbury Town side, and I would say the average age is probably about 25, 26. So that's something you'd probably be used to as a League One side, isn't it? But I don't know if that's of any significance to you, Andrew. But
no, not really, Tom.
Nearly 80. I'd like to know the average age of our Pompey team. Here comes the ball up from Burgoyne. I'm not even going to bother. The keeper. Burgoyne, that's it. Sorry. Callum Johnson now. And there's Curtis Main, and it's just sort of fall over there.
For Curtis Main, he was a donkey playing for us.
Main.
Yeah. He was a donkey playing for us. Played with Darlington and places like that, didn't he?
He wasn't great. He was not great. But as Sean quite rightly said, give him his dues. What was that? Lights just flashed then. Yeah. Give him his dues. Sean said he didn't quite reach his full potential at Pompey. You're just going to sit here and say he wasn't very good, but
he was absolutely shocking.
There we go.
Sean, you're deluded, mate.
Don't say that. He's not deluded. He knows a lot more about football than you do.
Yeah, I know he does, yeah. He's deluded about that. Curtis Main was probably the worst striker we had in...
apart from Ollie Hawkins, he was quite bad.
Oh, Ollie was pretty bad, but no, I'd have Ollie above Caney. Sure I would.
You wouldn't have Ollie Hawkins in charge. You really wouldn't. That would be a disaster waiting to happen. Sean Raggett now. It's always as bad as having him in charge. Jack Watmore now.
In charge. I said ahead of
ahead of Kenny on the pitch. Right. Sorry.
Not Kenny.
Well, what did you say then?
Ahead of Curtis Main.
Oh, Curtis Main. You said Kenny.
No, Maney.
Did you?
Yeah.
You sure? This is, again, Sean Raggett now has found Jack Watmore. How much would you like to see Jack and Rasmus as a partnership? I know he's probably...
I like Jack and I like Rasmus, Tom at the back. There's a couple of weaknesses there, I think, and we know the weaknesses, the two I'm talking about, which I'm surprised they didn't make some decisions there, these two boys in charge, because that probably would have made it the full package for me.
And Pompey fighting fit, absolutely, aren't they, this afternoon? And Sean Raggett now, Jack Watmore, John Marquis back in the team this afternoon as well. It was 4 changes from that win against Ipswich. That concern you, Andrew? Shaking up a winning side a little bit? I suppose it's only one game.
Well, 2 you couldn't help, could you? Because one's an international call-up and the other one's an injury. So I think there's 74% possession so far.
Yeah, I've had a lot of the ball. It's all been this end, isn't it? As Ryan Williams has linked up nicely with Michael Jacobs, and that's a push referee. That's got to be a foul. And it isn't. I'm surprised by that, actually. That was a proper push from Matthew Pennington, perhaps just using his experience to muscle Ryan Williams out. But Pompey will go again, and here he is. It's another push on Michael Jacobs. A bit niggly, aren't they, the four at the back? For legal reasons, I said niggly. Just want to point that out there. And he's actually given a throw-in against Pompey there, the referee. Ryan Williams is probably saying to him, have you not been watching the game, my friend?
Yeah, he's probably saying something along those lines, Tom, I would suggest. He probably is saying something like that.
Yeah, I'm not massively sure what's going on there, to be honest.
I'm not over sure, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
Nonetheless, Pompey looking extremely dominant in this opening 20 minutes or so. Now ticking over into 21 minutes. And this will be a Shrewsbury Town throw-in that hasn't yet quite taken place. Andrew's just unlacing his shoes as the throw-in goes in. And this will be Michael Jacobs wins it. And that one's on to Ryan Williams again. And it's once again, it's in in Shrewsbury Town territory. And this is Ogbeta now on that far side for Shrewsbury. 19-year-old up against the number 19 for Pompey, Marcus Harness. And he's done well to win that back. And there's Ben Close. And John Marquis's touch was poor. Tried to play it first time into Ryan Williams. He didn't quite go to plan. But hopefully Pompey will deal with this one. This is Josh Vella, who's already scored on 2 occasions for Shrewsbury so far this season. Ball's back with Marcus Harness. And Pompey win the ball back, Andrew, with so much composure and ease, don't they, these days?
They look like they...
It just sort of falls to our feet, doesn't it, now? I don't know whether that's a change or whether Shrewsbury are perhaps a bit of a poor side, but I don't know what you make of it.
Well, it's difficult to say how bad they are, really, because we've had the football, haven't we? We're playing with it. They're certainly not very good without the ball, Shrewsbury, I don't think.
Well, they've let us have a lot of it, haven't they?
Well, they haven't let us have it. We've just taken it and played with it.
Perhaps that's a game plan of theirs or not, and I agree.
22 minutes. Oh, Raggett, you cart horse. Why is he passing it back across his goal to his goalkeeper on the 6-yard line?
I'm worried you're going to say something else then. This is Marcus Harness, and that actually Sean Raggett mistake has resulted in a corner for Pompey, and Harness, perhaps the brightest spark for Pompey in this opening sort of 20, 25 minutes.
Someone's going to say something stupid like that. That started with a pass out from Raggett to his keeper.
Well, yeah, it was almost sort of ironic that it started like that, isn't it? But anyway, here comes the subsequent corner, which will be sort of a rinse and repeat pattern from the first one that Pompey had as the sun blazes down on Montgomery Waters Meadow this afternoon. Michael Jacobs, and once again Marcus Harness takes up his position on that far touchline just to draw out again a couple of Shrewsbury Town players, and the ball goes in, and it's a decent delivery. Tom Naylor to the back post. Marquis rises for it, and he doesn't get there. I'm not sure if there's enough in it. And Lee Brown,
he rose like a salmon.
Brilliant first touch, then at about 5 yards behind him. Peterborough United have made it 3-0.
Do they play?
Accrington Stanley this afternoon, so not a surprise that they're 3-0 up in 24 minutes. That could turn into a bit of a cricket score at London Road this afternoon.
Not playing one at the minute.
Well, no, you just would expect Peterborough to be nailing teams like Accrington, wouldn't you? They looked really good last Tuesday, I think it was. Although we did look like coming back into it at the end, didn't we?
They were very good, Tom, and I think that flatters them 3-0 because I just think it does, and I think that'll end up 3-3.
Well, let's wait and see. Ben Close, Tom Naylor's been pushed over. Pompey captain's going to get up and continue. And Marcus Harness again is having the game of his life, and he's found Marquis, who has the ball taken away from him. And
has to be a bit quicker, Marcus.
This is, excuse me, Michael Jacobs. That jam and cream's giving me a bit of wind. And this is Ryan Williams finding Callum Johnson in the box. Shot from Harness, and it's 1-0. What a goal! He thoroughly deserves that. Marcus Harness, you absolute hero!
Hero?
He's a hero! Oh, that's amazing. It all stemmed from Williams back to Johnson, who set up Harness. That's emphatic.
Beautiful football.
Wow.
I'm going to celebrate with a jam.
Oh, here we go. He's having a jam and cream. And hold the front page, hold the back page, Pompey. Go 1-0 up inside 25 minutes.
Crikey, Aaron, these are half the size of a jammy dodger.
To be fair, size-wise,
they're shocking.
They are shocking. But welcome to it. No one cares about jammy dodgers right now. Pompey deserve that. Harness deserves that. We've been excellent, Andrew, in this opening 25. Brilliant play. Well, if you're just joining us, Pompey are 1-0 up, and I need to change the score on the... Do you mind? It's just too exciting. Breaking open the Dodgers. That is actually, I believe it's the second. Did he score last week, Harness? Against?
Yeah,
no, he
yeah,
did.
yeah,
he did.
yeah.
It's his second in the space of 2 games, and hopefully he can make that more. And if you'd like to, to be fair, you've got a point.
I've got a point, haven't I?
Look at the comparison on that.
Yep.
Not happy about that. But they
original Burton's copy from Foxes.
Foxes, we need to sort that out, don't we?
This is ridiculous.
Pompey are a goal up away from home, and it is the first win in 3 times of trying away on the road. And Andrew, this is even more evidence that the Cowley era is well and truly on. How are you feeling? You're eating. I'll come back to you in a moment. Michael Jacobs now has played in. Callum Johnson, he's taken it forward, and it's actually Ryan Williams who's been brought down. He's been a little bit hard done by, actually, up there, Ryan Williams, this afternoon. The ball is back with Burgoyne, the Shrewsbury Town keeper, who's rolled it out to his colleague, his right back, Matthew Pennington, who plays the long ball, and there's only going to be one winner on that one, and it's Sean Raggett. Lee Brown now brings the ball down. It's a better first touch than he had a moment ago, and this is Jack Watmore. 26 minutes has been played, and that, Andrew, is a superb finish. It was, and let's get some reaction from Jack. Has said that the Cowley are just legends. They are indeed. Shows your age when you notice how small wagon wheels are. Yeah, they've got as have Toblerones actually. But Huey said this is great. Last 10 minutes have been the best football I've seen us play this year. Salivating. Okay. Salivating. It might just be me, but I've never seen that word before. But thank you nonetheless. And Max has said Marcus Harness did this excellently. Hi, lads, just joined. I'll be in and out because you're watching the game. Max, no problem at all, mate.
You enjoy the game.
No problem at all. 27 minutes on the clock now, and we are very much enjoying the game, Andrew, aren't we? What have you? What's going through your head right now?
Jammy Dodger right now, mate, down my throat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
And Mr. Poirier said, passing football at its finest, loving this football.
Yeah. Does
this beg the question that Tristan's raised? Should have brought them in earlier. Where's your stance on that one?
3.5 years ago, mate.
Well,
will be my stance on that.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say I told you so, but I told you so 3.5 years ago.
You did, to be fair.
I did.
You did, quite rightly so.
Ryan Williams. Aaron Williams. Why keep calling him Aaron? But Ryan Williams actually showboated a little bit then. He didn't need to show off to the Cowleys to see. Just play your football, mate. We got the ball, pass it. Don't get clever about it.
A little bit of criticism there.
Well, no, it's silly though because we're wasting to give it back to them, and he didn't need to. You know,
half an hour played almost at New Meadow this afternoon, and Ben Close
fully in control, isn't it?
Organ grinder him this afternoon, and Marcus Harness has won a free kick, and he's my man of the match in the opening 30 minutes or so. And those that know that Marcus Harness is one of my favourite Pompey players at this moment in time, and he has been. I know he's had a bit of a goal drought recently, but ever since he joined us, I think he's been he's been a class act, Harness, and I'm really pleased that he's now netted twice in the space of just 2 games. And as we said, Andrew, it was a Callum Johnson assist, and you can see the difference that Johnson makes on the right-hand side. Absolutely, you can. I'm not quite sure what you're doing.
Checking the league tables.
Okay. We'll get it up on the screen for you later on as well. And Harness is going to be set. It just seems to be falling perfectly for Pompey this afternoon.
Right. Stays like this, we're in 5th.
Right. And get a couple more on the score sheet as well, just to really put them to the sword in Shropshire. Put them to the sword in Shropshire. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, those guys in the yellow shirts sitting there, the orange fluorescent shirts sitting there, Tom.
They are ambulance people.
Are they?
I believe.
Or are they? Or are they actually substitutions?
No, they are ambulance people because they're sitting with a stretcher, which would imply
Kenny Jackett's there somewhere.
Well, maybe that, or maybe that if someone gets injured, they might need to use that to help them out. We are now into half an hour, and Harness has won the ball back once again, and that will be a Pompey throw-in on that far side. And half an hour gone, Andrew, and it's just sort of where we left off against Ipswich, really, isn't it?
Well, it's one-way traffic, mate. It's one-way traffic for sure, isn't it? And we're playing all the football, and I think Shrewsbury have gone, oh my word, they were expecting a good side to turn up today in terms of the Pompey outfit, and I think we just got to carry on doing what we're doing, haven't we? Luckily, at the back, Raggett hasn't had to make too many mistakes because the ball hasn't been anywhere near him. So that's a giveaway there.
Curtis Main, who probably won't do an awful lot with it, although give him his due, he probably might score against us this afternoon, knowing Pompey.
Well, if anyone's going to be an ex-player in it that was rubbish for us.
And unfortunately, there are quite a few of those, aren't there, out there?
Oh, crikey, yeah, we had a lot of them, didn't we? Remember when we was in the administration, all that, and all the lone players we had every week. We had about 18 wrong players.
Ryan Williams actually found himself in an awful lot of space here.
He's done it again. This showboat Williams. Stop being a dickhead. Oh, he's just going to pass the ball, isn't he? Why is he trying to impress people?
Well, why are you using language like that?
Oh, I'm sorry, mate, but it irritates me because we want to win this game 3 or 4-0, and if he's showboating like that, there's no need for it, is there?
I apologise if that's offended anyone, and YouTube, if you're watching, please don't demonetise the stream. Right, here comes Sean Goss, who's always going to be second best when he's coming up against Callum Johnson, and that will be probably Rowe Williams will come down and take that throw-in. Yes, he will. John Marquis is there, and the referee's blown up for... Oh, no, it looks like Ben Close is down injured, Andrew. Not great news. Right ankle looks to be in a little bit of distress for the Pompey boy.
He's a tough boy, mate. He'll be all right.
He is a tough boy. I do like his boots as well, but he does look in a little bit of discomfort. We love it, Andrew. Andrew's on one today. You got to love Andrew. There you go. A lot of love.
Well, I'm not on one, boys and girls. It irritates me. That's all. When we I don't know whether Danny can have a chat to him and say, "Look, stop showboating. Don't be a fool. Get on with it. You know, don't play your football." Trying to impress, isn't he?
He is, and I can see that you're getting irritated.
Yeah, he needs to grow up, mate. Play some football. He's not Ronaldo, is he?
He's the Pompey Ronaldo.
Is
Ryan
he?
Williams.
Oh, right, yeah. I've forgotten that. Yeah,
he is.
It's Ryan Ronaldo Williams.
Right now, Pompey are having a bit of a huddle. Ben Close is back up on his feet. He didn't receive any treatment, so hopefully that won't be something that develops into a bit of an injury for him. Sorry, go on.
Can you take that piece of paper and put it to the left a little bit so I can see the rest of the screen, mate?
I'll tell you what I'll do. I will move the thing over for you. That's all right. We can get that arranged for you. Oh my word, what am I doing? There we go. That's better. We'll move that over to there. Then jobs are good. And keep talking for a second, just while I readjust. 32 minutes has been played, and play's almost back underway.
It is indeed, and it's gone out for a throw into us, Tom, on the far right-hand side. And Lee Brown's over there. What's he doing over there? Is that Lee Brown? Oh no, it's Callum Johnson.
Callum Johnson, legend.
It's a tiny little screen we're looking at, folks. So forgive me if I make a few mistakes on picking who the players are.
It's all right.
And I've got my new spectacles on.
They're not new.
Well, they're only a few weeks old, aren't they?
Sure.
I imported them, didn't I?
Oh yeah, sorry, you did. You did.
Yeah. Special delivery.
Jack Watmore now, who's another Pompey boy, has found his colleague growing up in the academy, Ben Close. Nice to see them playing in the same Pompey team together, isn't it?
Well, we've had the fortune of meeting both of them in person and have a chat to them, haven't we? It's been
Jack Watmore would. I don't know if I could flash the picture up on the screen, but you remember at Express when we stood there? I got a picture.
Try and find it.
I'll try and find it later on for everyone because that is a great picture. Ryan Williams now working his way down the left-hand side, and he's thread one through to Marcus Harness, and he's going to do wonders with this one, and he does, and he finds Ryan Williams again. Not sure where he's going, puts a ball in. Oh, that was another opportunity to make it 2. And actually, Raggett's not doing too badly, Andrew, to be honest.
He hasn't got a lot to do, Tom, has he? This is great football from
Pompey.
Pass and move, pass and move.
Michael Jacobs is linking up nicely with Lee Brown this afternoon, and the ball goes in. It's not brilliant.
Not a great ball.
No, it's not. And it gave Tom Naylor an awful lot to do.
He wins it back, though. Great tackle
He's
from
done
Tom
really
Naylor.
well. It was a well-timed one from the Pompey captain.
Go wide. That's it. Give it to him.
Left on the floor, and this is Marcus Harness now, who cuts inside and finds Ryan Williams. He's setting up nicely for Ben Close. He won't shoot. He'll be selfless and find Lee Brown. Ball goes in. Oh, and it's loose in the box.
2-0.
Oh, my word. I think an offside flag might have gone up there, but that was a golden opportunity. It's a really poor clearance from Ebanks Landell there. Keeper came flying out. I'm not sure if they're...
Is that foul on him then?
On Marquis or the keeper? Sorry, Williams.
Williams, he's just... Watch him shoulder.
No offside flag, and it's a corner for Pompey.
Crikey, that could have been another shout for a pen then. That E-boss, the guy at the back, he's manhandled by his shoulder Williams to the floor. Bang! Took him out from behind. That's got to be a pen.
Here comes Michael Jacobs' subsequent corner. It goes in. It's a decent delivery, and Tom Naylor gets one header. Jack Watmore the second, and he's got it back off Ben Close, and it's almost it's a great pick out. And Michael Jacobs will go again to almost retake the corner, but it's a little bit in from that near touchline. And this is Harness now. He's found
done well,
Callum
Harness.
Johnson. He's had a brilliant afternoon. And this is Michael Jacobs. Tom Naylor looking to find the pass, and eventually Sean Raggett is his only option.
Raggett, get back out of the way.
Pompey have almost had as much of the ball as England had on Thursday night. It's been one of those sort of games, hasn't it? Michael Jacobs now cuts inside. Marcus Harness, Ben Close, ball in. Brown, gotta be. Marquis 2-0.
Offside or not?
No, he's in. 2-0. He's on. 36 minutes.
2-0 up away from home, and absolutely
back with a goal, Marquis.
Absolutely playing the football we knew we had in our locker, Tom.
You are not dreaming. A striker has scored a goal for Portsmouth. Well, that never happens. Oh, and that
Look
is
at Marcus. He thinks he's Chris Eubank.
He's so happy. What a legend that man is. And could this be the afternoon where we see yet another 4-0 written all over it?
Well, we
did
call it before the kickoff.
Could be, couldn't it? Could be.
A few more than that if we carry on playing like this.
You never know, do you? You never know. 2-0 is the scoreline now, and it's come inside 36 minutes, 10 minutes from the break, and it's all positives, Andrew, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great football.
All
Tom.
Positives.
We're not even letting them play football either, which is great news.
Yeah, I think they've had one opportunity, and that came in the opening couple of minutes or so. That is superb from Pompey, and it's great news all round. And Pompey fans up and down the nation, across the world, are beaming with joy and pride at their football club right now. Danny Cowley is the man in charge, and Pompey are on their way back. Good afternoon and welcome. If you're just joining us live on Fournilwritten all over it, we're a couple of minutes from the break now, and Shrewsbury Town are in possession. You join us live for commentary. We're bringing it to you as you have done for, get this, 91 hours worth so far this season. That is a total of just under 4 days, if you put it back to back, of live 4-0 written all over it coverage. And that
was really painful.
It was. Quite a lot of it was painful. Gaz is happy in Malta. Paul is happy as well. This has 4-0 written all over it, says Max. There we go. Cowley confidence seeping through the team. And it is absolutely, that is what we all love to see. And Andrew's having a dodger. This is Callum Johnson now. It's great to see him back in the Pompey 11 this afternoon. He's got Marcus Harness as an option, and there is Ryan Williams as well, who's actually he's brought down his man there, and he won't be arguing that was a Shrewsbury Town free kick there. Being a bit of a nuisance, Ryan Williams. And he's not making David Davids very pleased this afternoon, and perhaps he's a little bit upset about the scoreline that he's had to endure so far, the Shrewsbury Town midfielder. And this is Matthew Pennington now. Someone who won't be upset is Danny Cowley and the way his men have conducted himself this afternoon. And John Marquis scored a goal from a yard, Andrew, but it's a goal nonetheless.
It's on the score sheet, mate, isn't he?
It's on the score sheet, and that's all that matters.
You've got to be there to win, to score.
You have, absolutely.
What good poach strikers do, mate.
We are no longer promotion jammy dodgers.
You're right, Mr. Hamilton. We are not.
Danny Cowley's
promotion.
We need to get Dodgers in there somewhere. League One next season, Dodgers. Perhaps. So there we go. I'm so glad you got you as a commentary, otherwise I wouldn't be able to listen or watch. Henry, thanks for joining us, mate. Lovely to have you with us, and I'm glad we could deliver a commentary to you. Hope you're enjoying yourself, and Andrew gives you an extreme view every now and again, but I'll try and keep you up to date with what's going on.
Oh, yeah, I'm an extremist, Tom.
He might call a couple of people a couple of things, but he's here nonetheless, and he's having
just getting my seat.
He's getting his seat sorted, so he's nice and comfortable for what will be hopefully a painless rest of the afternoon now. And Marcus said, outstanding so far. Moo Army, absolutely, as Sunderland have taken the lead away at Bristol Rovers this afternoon. Ollie Clark has said Ben Close has been my man of the match so far. He's been absolutely everywhere. Andrew, what do you make of that?
Ben's always been a great player, Tom. We always said that. He's sometimes been overlooked. I think he certainly was. Cookie overlooked him a little bit.
Oh,
Sent him out on loan, and then
wasn't partial to a youth player, was he, Paul Cook? Wasn't a massive Chaplin
Ben
fan.
Was actually a youth player at that time. He wasn't that young, Tom. But he got sent out on loan for a season. Best part
He actually went to Poole Town, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he did.
And I think that's a bit. Again, I think certain managers overlook certain players, don't they? Some have got their favourites, and unfortunately, Ben wasn't the favourite of Cookie, and he wasn't the favourite of our friend Potato either. So
no, he wasn't. And Marquis is going to latch onto this one, and the referee's blown up his whistle for a foul that's been conceded by Pompey. It's going to be on the halfway line. Darren has said, "Hey Andrew, just landed a job in Vancouver. One of our clients is Burton Biscuits." Oh, Darren, I might need to have a chat with you then, mate. we need a favour for Burton Biscuits.
When he says just landed a job in Vancouver, does he mean he's moving to Vancouver?
No, he's in Darren. Darren is Vancouver, living in Vancouver.
Well, I'd like to think we were part of that success for you then, mate. Getting Burton's involved.
Well, I don't know whether they were already involved with Burton when he got.
Without us,
they saw Darren on the stream, probably, didn't they?
Yeah. Tom, Burton's Biscuits are nobody's.
I wonder if they have had an uptick in sales since we've.
Of course they have.
Perhaps we have.
7,000 subscribers buying jammy dodges at the minute, Tom.
Well, hopefully you've all gone and got yourself some jammy dodges to enjoy the stream with us this afternoon. If you can't find jammy dodges, your next best thing is some jam and creams. But I don't think we'll be able to pull a brand deal out with Fox's and Burton's. There might be a bit of a conflict of interest there because they are relatively similar products. 41 minutes has been picked now, and Pompey have a set piece on this left-hand side.
We could have the song could be Danny / Burton's Blue and White Army.
It could be, absolutely. Yeah. It could be. Yeah, we'll take that.
That's right, innit? We'll get the front end singing that. Danny / Burton Army.
Well,
Danny Burton Army.
Burton might connote Burton Albion, though. That might be.
Okay, so Burton, Danny's Blue and White Army. Danny.
We need to do some work on this, don't we? We need to do some work. Ben Close now.
I'm sure some of the viewers will have some views on a take on that. Tom.
Callum Johnson has found man of the match material Marcus Harness, who once again is proving that he is an incredible talent. And where has he dug that cross out from?
It's a bit long, Tom.
It was, but he was left foot, right foot, devastating, almost. Perhaps I've been singing his praises a little bit too much so far.
League Zidane.
He is the lower league Zidane. The former lower league Zidane was all but embarrassed at Fratton Park this time last weekend. 2 minutes now to the break. It's a certain Mr. Roberts I am mentioning there, referencing perhaps, and nearly time for a jammy dodger once our guests have rejoined us and I can have a bit of a break, which is great news, isn't it? Here comes, Tom Naylor's risen the highest, and this is John Marquis now. A brilliant first touch, actually. He's having to work sort of back in field a little bit, but he'll dispatch and find Pompey in an awful lot of space here. White shirts flooding forward, and Ben Close dispatches Lee Brown out on this far side. Andrews moved forward in his seat, and it's still Lee Brown. Back to Ben Close now. This is Michael Jacobs. He's put a deflected cross in, and
it's a corner.
It is a corner indeed. And if that ball hadn't been deflected, Andrew, perhaps that's John Marquis 3-0. Have a look.
Might have been, but I think, Tom, imagine if we had Ronan Curtis down the left-hand side as well today, running at pace against this lot.
Devastating.
He's got to come back next
No, not devastating as in bad that he's not here, but that would be devastating for any team.
Right. That's right.
But you look at that bench and you think we've still got, Andy Cannon and Curtis coming back when he finishes his international duties, and there's still some fantastic talents that we haven't even managed to look to yet. And that was a decent corner in, actually. It's just a shame they didn't right on the spot where you want it in terms of a delivery.
The corner.
I think it was Michael Jacobs, actually.
Great ball.
I'm quite sure who it was. Ball back to, is that a bit of a wayward challenge, referee? He's probably going to play on because Pompey still retain the ball.
Do you notice he turned then? He didn't give it to Raggett.
No, he didn't. Because he realises he might give it back to McGilvery, and then that's
it.
Back open. Well, perhaps. Lee Brown. This is Michael Jacobs. He's the nearest to this near touchline now. He's working his way infield, and this is now Tom Naylor, who's almost bang on the centre circle, and Andrew's directing things from home.
I am directing. That was the ball through to.
There'll be 2 added minutes in the.
Harness is over here now. Look,
in the first half, and Harness has swapped sides with. I'm not sure who it is actually. That's probably. Ben Close is playing up extremely high, isn't he? And he's nice little link up with Marquis, and just bodies went flying in there. Ryan Sears put his life on the line almost, or trampled on like a Cowley.
Trampled on.
No,
like a stampede.
Doesn't ring any cowbells, that one. No.
Jack Watmore's done him up a kipper.
He has, and he's found Callum Johnson. Curtis Main can only chase the ball.
That's how you do it. You play it out.
Watmore,
get rid of it.
very much superior.
Yeah, that's what you've got to do.
Done really well. It's now the
Harness has won that back again.
He has.
Come on, ref.
He's not going to give that, as he's letting play continue for some strange reason. Ryan Sears has given it back to his colleague. I believe that's I'm not sure who it is actually. It might be David Davis. Perhaps it's Josh Vella. I can confirm that's Matthew Pennington. And Shrewsbury having one of their few and far between opportunities, a bit of a chance on the ball there, and referees said to play on. And here is Nathaniel Ogbetter now working his way into the box, and Tom Naylor will make sure that attack goes absolutely no further. Brilliant from the Pompey captain, who gets things going once again, and positively as well. He's managed to find a white shirt in the shape of Michael Jacobs, and the challenge came flying in from Josh Vella. Got absolutely nowhere near the ball.
Jacobs,
and Ben Close has driven a diagonal cross ball, and Marquis has actually managed to win it here. Oozing with confidence, absolutely everyone on the pitch. And Marquis, so much space, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's that ball over to the far side with Marcus Harness now. Just 15 seconds until this one finishes, and Pompey just almost want the half-time whistle to come, don't they? There's not a lot more they could do, really, is there?
They'll score another one before half-time.
Oh, could score another one before half-time. And this is Tom Naylor now.
That's it.
And there goes the half-time whistle. And Andrew, superb, I think, is the way to sum that one up.
Well, Tom, let's not argue about the superb, mate. 2-0 up at half-time, 4-0 full-time. Celebrate with some jammies, and let's call it here, shall we? Told you.
There we go. Let's speak to Richard and Aaron, who have jumped back in. And gents, you're gonna have to come in, Andrew. And,
I'll sit back.
Are you sitting back? You're gonna let him carry on. Andrew's gonna have a bit of a break because we're paying him by the hour. We've got to sort of be conservative with our outgoings at the minute, given that Burton's Biscuits don't want to know. Richard, what did you make of that first period, mate? And up in your neck of the woods, nothing Pompey could have done more, really, was there?
That's it. And the funny thing is, I've had no text messages off the lads. Sort of.
It's funny that.
To watch out for them winning and us losing, but silky. I think we're playing too much hoofball. I saw that one hoof in the last minute or so before half time. I think that must only be the one massive clearance that they've had, isn't it? Everything's been touch football, played from the back. Nothing's been up in the air very much. And yeah, it's a massive difference, isn't it? If we'd have had this, if we'd have made this decision, I don't know, 5 games ago, we would be, we'd be top of the league. We'd be close to the top of the league because it's a difference, isn't it? Massive difference.
That's the only sort of irritating thing, isn't it? That the decision didn't come sooner. Aaron, I wonder what you've made of the first half. The word outstanding comes to mind.
Oh, definitely. It's been lovely. It's been lovely to see him play football for a change. Whatever the Crowleys have done over the last week, it's definitely win-win. Because like everyone saying, it's like, where's the hoofball? That's gone. It's completely gone. When Big Mac's got the ball in the goal, we're playing from the back. We're not afraid to go play backwards to get it out to the wings and everything. And it's just a fresh air. It's lovely to actually see us all gelling together. And the attitude, and you can see the attitude in the players are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
73% possession in that first half, Richard. 4 shots to their 1, 2 on target to their 1, and 4 corners to no corners for Shrewsbury yet. It's been, as we said, one-way traffic, isn't it? And long may it continue.
Yeah, so I think the possession stats haven't dropped at all throughout the whole game, have they? We've just controlled it. I say they do come back very strong, as in, to their defence, to watch, they do pack up their goal area in a big way. So I think it's even with Marcus getting that, the goal line, obviously poking, I think it's going to be difficult for him, to actually try and break through their area as any one-on-one, because there's just far too many people back. And I think the opportunities will probably come from, from a corner or another strike from outside the goal, like what Harness did.
Aaron, 2-0 at half-time. Mate, do you agree with Richard? Could we perhaps be looking at maybe 3 or even 4, perhaps, come the end of the game?
Yeah, definitely. Especially with Marquis scoring as well. He needs.
Oh, I think we might have lost
goal.
Aaron there. Oh, he's back.
And it's just, I think, yeah, definitely. Oh, decline that. Sorry, I've just been vibrating. Sorry.
That's all right, mate. Before you leave us, Aaron and Richard, thank you for your comments. I just want to tell everyone a little bit of a story. We'll do it very quickly at halftime. I know we haven't got long. We've got other boys to speak to, but Andrew's got a little something for you, Aaron. Here we go.
Well, it's not for Aaron, but you might want to tell the story first. We had a little delivery this week, chaps, out there from a very good friend. Can we call him a friend, colleague, whatever? Anyway, Aaron, who's watching in, he's sent us some. I've got to say, mate, the biscuits not up to much. The Foxes you sent, the jammy cream Foxes version, don't get them. They're shocking. Comparably, the size of them, they're minuscule.
This is a really long-winded explanation.
So we got those in the post today with a lovely letter from Aaron, which was nice. Yeah. He also sent us a new flag, which we're going to take to every away game and home game.
Would you like to show the viewers?
I can show. Yeah.
You'd like to? This
was done by Aaron and sent to us by Aaron, which I think was a fantastic gesture. Thanks, mate. We didn't expect it, but here it is.
Look at that. You might have to go behind me with it, Andrew.
Sort of
go around there, look, or just put it all over me. Yep, just
that way.
Cover me completely with it. Look, let me put it in front of us so they can see it. There you go.
Yeah, take it your way then, and I'll bring it across.
No, just put it like this. Is a disaster.
Bring it across your way.
It's my way. This is as far as it's going to go on the stream. There we go.
How about that?
Look at that. Anyway,
it's a lovely letter, mate. Thank you very much.
It's a lovely gesture, isn't
lovely gesture, lovely letter. Really appreciate it, and I'm glad you work very hard for the NHS. We know that, so we really appreciate your sentiments and your comments you made in there as well. Which, given what you've gone through in your workplace, mate, fantastic to see. We've cheered you up a little bit, and we're all part of the Pompey family. So thanks very much for sending that. Appreciate it.
You're more than welcome. More than welcome. Well deserved. Well deserved. It's just like a little thank you. I'm sure everyone, if they had the opportunity, will probably do exactly the same as well. But it was just something that you've helped me through the last, literally the year and everything, especially working in the COVID wards and everything as well, and literally millimeters away from very, very sick people. So it's, you're a breath of fresh air to everyone on the channel, and I think whatever you do, you've done really well, and you've brought everyone together from all different walks of life and everything, and everyone has Pompey in their lives, and you just brought everyone else together. So a big thank you, and it's just like a little token and everything. My appreciation, anyway. So
mate,
well done, keep up.
Cheers, mate. Richard, we will speak to you at halftime as well, and a massive thank you back to Aaron as well. And Richard, you will have a wonderful evening, I'm sure, in your group chats with some of the boys around you at Shrewsbury, and you can give it large, which is good news. Thank you, gents, both for the moment. Let's speak to Sean and Adam, and we'll get to Brendan and Gaz in just a moment. Gents, thank you for joining us, and look at the smiles. What did you make of that, mate?
Awesome half, absolutely awesome. Just nice to see some positivity, attacking football, and it was exciting. Just perfect.
Poirier? I mean, holy cow, am I right? It's a different team, isn't it? It really is. I mean, I think you've got to give credit to the players that have been out. I mean, Johnson and Close, they've not really been playing much football recently. And they are like playing out of their socks. They really are. And I think it's just so nice to see some passing football. We're dominating on the pitch. And I think I'll be honest, I didn't expect it to go this way, but it's really nice to see it being even better than I thought. And I think a lot of people would think that. I thought maybe a 1-0 or a draw at most, to be honest. I thought this would be a tough game, but I think they've really shown their true colours and what the Cowleys are doing. It's just, it's really great.
It's almost like the Cowleys. It's almost like the Cowleys. It's almost like they've been unshackled. And you're looking at Williams and Jacobs, and you're looking at Harness. They're all moving around the pitch together. They're actually switching it up. It's all coming along the ground, like you said. I think Raggett's had one pass out, which is good. The rest has gone through Jack, or it's gone to Brown, and it's just nice to see.
I mean, talking about Raggett, I mean, he comes up to midfield to head the ball. I don't think he's missed one at all. I mean, they're putting him in midfield to head the ball back. So there's no problem at all. So it's literally, it's so clever.
Bar that one pass back to Craig, that one moment, I was like, ooh, other than that.
He did get turned inside out.
Because they've got previous with him and they know how to find him at his best, perhaps.
I think they probably know his strengths, don't they? They know what he can do. He's a good header of the ball. You know, that's it. He's not a ball player at his feet. His positioning and his head and a bit of physicality, that's what he can do. And as long as you play to that strength and keep him off the football, it's all right.
Do you think they put him that far up the pitch so he can't score an own goal?
Adam, what do you reckon, mate? Do you think it will be perhaps we could be looking at a 4-0 written all over it this afternoon?
We'll see. I mean, at this rate, it's going really well. I think we'll be lucky to. I think just a clean sheet would be the best option for us, because then that will give the defenders so much of a boost. I think we've scored. We've got a comfortable sort of margin now, and I think a clean sheet would even top it off. I think 4-0 would be perfect for us.
Yeah.
Sean, 4-0?
Definitely, hopefully 4-0. It'll be great Saturday. I was just back to one of Andrew's points earlier, and he said he got Curtis to come back. Who would you drop?
Yeah, I was going to say that. What do you do next? That's the question. What do you do, and what would you change right now if you could change something? I suppose you would say you'd bring Curtis into the side, but what would you do? Yeah. He's got a dilemma, really, Danny.
He has, but I think Jacob's position with the set plays and the way he's been sort of calling the shots around this pitch, I think it's hard to replace that. But it's like all these things. If you've got the strong bench with Curtis on there coming on as an impact player for 20 minutes, whoever's playing the best, you give them longest in the game.
Mm. And I also love the way that Ben Close is operating this afternoon. I think he's been given so much freedom to do what he does best. And once again, it's liberating, isn't it, Adam, to see that the boys are actually playing the way they want to. It's almost as if like Scar's gone from the Lion King or something. It really just sort of feels like that, doesn't it?
They're having fun. And I think that's the most important thing. Yes, it's a job at the end of the day, but they're actually enjoying playing football now. It looks like they're out there playing for us, and they're also playing for themselves as well, which is even more important in a way. Really nice to see.
Lovely to see Naylor and Close as well. One of them sitting back, one of them going forward, and actually alternating and talking to each other. Whereas before, everyone was just sitting back, goofball, and it was just depressing.
Nicer problems to have that Andy Cannon can't quite squeeze in there as well, Sean, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a strong bench to have. The players coming back. I still, like Andrew was saying, Rasmus instead of Raggett would be much better as a selection for me. But he hasn't put a foot wrong really, other than that back pass.
We'll have a party at full time, gents. Speak to you then.
Cheers,
boys. Right, Brendan and Gaz have been waiting patiently. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thanks for sticking with us. Gaz once again joins us all the way from Malta. Brendan, what have you made of that first period, mate?
We've been fantastic. We've definitely bopped them off the park. I think they've barely got near us. I think they've been getting plenty of men behind the ball and plenty of men in the box, so sort of crowding us out at times. But I thought with Johnson coming back into the side and getting an assist on his first game back has been fantastic for him and fantastic for the team. And good for Marquis to finally score. I tell you, it's a yard out, but he can hit his backside and go in. I still take it.
Yeah, and Gaz, we were actually talking before the game, weren't we, about John Marquis perhaps finding his feet this afternoon. He's certainly done that, hasn't he?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, I mean, we're bossing the midfield. We're pressing high. It's almost, even like say Raggett's almost in midfield, which is handy for us because he's a bit of a. But anyway, going forward, I mean, our combination play is fantastic. It's like we've got little pockets of players that seem to know who they're playing with now, and they seem to be playing with shackles off, and there's a definite energy about the team, so it's like we're going forward more. We're not sort of going back on ourselves. The bench to come on, it's exciting times. Literally within a week, literally goosebumps on me. I'm watching it, really excited. So let's go for the second half.
Gaz, can I ask you a question? Is Malta a bit like the Isle of Wight? I've never been to Malta. Is it like the Isle of Wight?
Well, there's no people here with webbed feet or webbed hands. Do you know what I mean?
More Brownsea Island for you, Andrew.
Yeah, a bit more.
Yeah. I mean, the weather's nice here. There's quite a few expats out here as well. Pompey fans, but everything's closed down here, so everyone's sort of like, sort of stuck indoors. But finding this channel here has been an absolute blessing for me. So keep up the good work, Tom and Andrew, and I'm going to say long may it continue, because obviously we want the world to get back to normal again, so we can go and watch football. For me, I can fly into Bournemouth on a Thursday, watch a game on a Saturday, fly back on a Sunday. It's ideal for me, no problem at all.
We'll perhaps come back with you next time you come home.
Yeah, no problem. More than welcome.
Good man.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just going to say as well, Brendan, it is only the space of 2 games, but the change has just been so dramatic, hasn't it? In such a positive way as well.
It is. It's complete night and day. You look back at that first half of the final against Salford, and then you see us today, the first half of today, and as somebody said on the commentary, it is completely new. It looks like a completely new team, completely.
But it isn't. It's just a motivated team who are playing the right formation, making space for each other, and passing the ball on the ground to each other. It's a simple solution, isn't it? We knew we had the players. We knew we had the technical players and the best players in this league by far. And all someone's got to do is get the best out of them, isn't it? And give them the right motivation and attitude. We talked about it a lot, didn't we, in the last few months? And to answer your question, Gaz, when we get back, you might have seen the channel before lockdown, but this has been going on. Tom's been doing this now for 7 or 8 years, and he does a video after every game, home and away. So you might get a 10-minute slot of my ugly boat race and his. If you want to watch it when we get back in August,
less of the ugly. All right. Anyway, gentlemen, their teams are just coming out, and there will be a substitution that will be made as well for Shrewsbury Town. We'll tell you about that in a moment. Thank you for now, gents, and we'll speak to you at full time. Cheers. Right, that was Brendan and Gaz who very kindly joined us, and we are going to get back to commentary now. And Andrew's just taking a bit of a sip of water. I can confirm that substitution for you. It is the number 32. I believe he goes by the name of, oh no, he's going to zoom out. I'm not going to get his name on the back of his shirt. We'll find out who that is for you in a couple of moments. Andrew, interestingly from David, he said lots of twists and turns, and I didn't believe the top 2 are cemented yet. How? I know you've mentioned that you think Pompey will perhaps be impeding, should I say, on those top 2 positions. How much does what you're seeing in front of you amplify that right now?
Well, before the game kicked off, Tom, I said I think we could get one of those 2 automatic places. So there's 27, 28 points to play for. A couple of messages we've had there saying, have we written off the chances of automatics? I had 2 weeks ago, and now I've said no, put it right out there. We will get one of those 2 promotion spots, I think, because we carry on playing the way we're playing these last 2 games against any team in this division. We can beat them, and they've all got to play each other. We haven't got to play any of those top 10, have we? We've just got to play the ones below us. So that gives us the advantage of maybe two or three wins, doesn't it? Possibly, depending on who drops points. But Hull had a rough time for a little while. Doncaster are losing games regularly, aren't they?
Especially in a season as congested and as sort of strange as this.
So we've got another game now till next Saturday, have we?
Yeah, no, we're playing on Tuesday night. No, sorry, Friday then Monday, isn't it?
So we have Friday and Monday. So by the end of this coming weekend, if we win today, which looks like we should win this game now. I mean, I think strange things happen, but if we win this game convincingly today, and then we've got the next 2 games coming up, that's 9 points, isn't it? 9 points out of possible 9, and I think we can do that. Tom, we've got Rochdale, haven't we?
Well, looking at it right now, there is no reason why Pompey can't go on and teams. It's quite a good measure actually. Shrewsbury sit there 16th, 17th. They might have dropped down the table now after today's result, and hopefully Pompey will go on to get a few more in this second half. But this might be quite a good indicator as to where we are in terms of what we can expect. As you said, I've got Rochdale, Wigan, and then I believe with the only sort of team that might pose a little bit of a threat in terms of where they are in the league. And I know we need to take it with a pinch of salt because this season is so topsy-turvy, but we have to play Accrington twice before the end of the season. But apart from that, MK Dons are in there. We're playing Bristol Rovers in a couple of weeks. It's a couple of easy so-called games, aren't there? So
none of them are going to be easy this time of the season, Tom, because those teams also want to stay in this league.
Yeah, of
so
course
they're all going to be fighting, aren't they? Sometimes it's harder to play against a not such good footballing side if you're a good footballing side, isn't it? We know that from when you play championship sides and they come to play League One games.
But perhaps that would be different under Danny and Mickey, perhaps.
Well, I know it's just the throw-ins. You watch just the throw-ins that have been taken by Pompey players.
Nicky,
there.
not Mickey.
You take the throw-ins, Tom. Just watch the movement of the ball when the throw-in's being taken. Watch the two players that are waiting for the ball. Under another guys weeks ago, they'd be stood around, not any movement, no nothing. Now, if you see us take a throw-in, you watch the players. Just one simple thing about the movement they're making, the movement they're making, just confusing the opposition. And I think it's part of the tactic. Is as Danny said, he's got a lot in his locker. He's a very clever man, mate. He's got a master's degree, hasn't he, in sports psychology, I think, isn't it? So he's a clever guy. He knows how to get the best out of these players.
This is Callum Johnson now working his way down the right-hand side. He's got Ryan Williams and Harnesses outside him as well. He chooses to cut inside the pitch, and the ball back to him wasn't superb, but still Pompey have it, and it's now Jack Watmore's to make something of. He'll pick a pass out to Ryan Williams. Back to Watmore, and Pompey remain in possession. Suleiman Kaikai has equalised for Blackpool. That is now 1-1. So a point for the Seasiders as it stands. It's not an easy word to say, an easy phrase to say ever again. Seasiders as it stands, but nonetheless,
Seasiders as it stands.
Yeah, not.
I was a Seasider this morning. I was down South Sea seafront.
You were.
I was.
You larging it up. Absolutely. Anyway, I can confirm that was part of an essential journey as well. Nathaniel Ogbeta now is the 19-year-old. He's about to take this throw in, and he does so, and he finds his colleague at the back, and automatically Ryan Williams is on him, but he has managed to dig out a pass to that right-hand side to Matthew Pennington. And Shrewsbury have the ball now. Lee Brown doing his best to nab it off them. Marquis fires forward like a rocket in order to put some pressure on that back line. Now this is David Davis, who once again, not to be confused with the Secretary of State for exiting the EU under Theresa May's Conservative government a couple of years ago. And this is...
That's a bit too technical, isn't it?
Well, I thought it'd be a little Easter egg to throw in there as part of commentary today. Can tell what I study at A-level, can't you? And John Marquis, just to say as well, Andrew, great to have him back on the score sheet, isn't it?
It is.
After a time out for your injury, you're worried it might take him a little bit of a time to get back into it.
To be fair, Tom, your grandma could have scored that, couldn't she? It's not like
your mother's not the best at football. Is she?
She's not, but she could have put that.
How old
away.
is she now? 85?
84. But she could have put that in.
But saying hello to Myrtle if you're watching. Good afternoon.
You've got to be in that position. You've got to find yourself in that position to score the goals, don't you? And the fact he's in that position tells you everything about the man. That's what he's there for, to poach and nick him, isn't he?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's
this is the movement I'm talking about.
My thinking entirely. I see what you mean about the off the ball movement.
Yeah, look at Williams. And look at this. You see what I'm saying? The moving, Harnesses move. Look at the movement.
Yeah, it's good. Positive.
Yeah. And it's obviously something they've worked on, isn't it?
Callum Johnson finds Jack Watmore now, and a lot of play being had. It's quick, isn't it?
Football being played on the grass. It's just like watching Brazil.
Well, is it? You sure? I think we're probably better than Brazil. Lee Brown now. Michael Jacobs.
Now it's time to lump it.
Well, not quite to lump it. If you can find a pass, then that would probably be preferable, but
they could get it off them now. That's what we need to do. Press them.
Do you what? Sorry,
nick it off them now. Right. Press them up. When they got the ball in that position, there's
still a great header from Jack.
It is a great header. There's still an opportunity to put them under pressure.
Oh, he's going to say play on the referee. A bit of a silly challenge, and I'm sure what Ogbeta was thinking there. Actually,
call that back, might he?
No, I don't think he's going to. Advantage played, and he could have done anything with it, couldn't he?
Yeah.
You see Curtis Main sticks his head up towards the clouds in frustration, and Sean Raggett now, and Peterborough United are winning 4-0. So I was correct in saying that they'd go on and turn it into something that was a little bit embarrassing for Accrington Stanley. Who are they? Sammy Schmodix has got the fourth on 49 minutes. So that is a bit of a cold, four goals inside 50 minutes of football there.
A bit disappointing to see that, really.
Goal difference wise as well. It's not great, is it? But there we are, and that one's trickled out of play. That'll be a throw-in for Shrewsbury Town to take, and Ryan Williams once again having a bit of an argument, with the referee this afternoon. They've not been the best of friends, have they, today?
No.
But nonetheless, we crack on, and this is now Shrewsbury Town getting things going once again. And here is Nathaniel Ogbetter. He's managed to get it back off his colleague Daniel Udo, and here he comes again, Ogbetter, and he's got an opportunity to shoot, and he does so, and that is one back for the home side. That was a bit unexpected, wasn't it? Oh dear.
Yeah, it was a little bit
too easy, that one.
That was a little bit too easy, wasn't it? That was
what happened there?
Well,
McGilvery, you would have thought, is probably going to do better there, isn't he?
You would have thought so, and also you would think actually that would have been. I think Naylor just let the guy walk past him.
Yeah, not a massive fan of that.
No.
There goes our 4-0 down the window, down the drain. Sorry, out the window. This is Marcus Harness now looking to automatically get Pompey back into it.
What a corner!
It is a corner, and unfortunately, I'm
we need to get another 4 now.
It is now 2-1.
What a ball in that is.
It's a decent ball. And unfortunately, Shrewsbury have a goal back, which is sort of, when you say completely against the run of play, it was completely against the run of the entirety of the game, wasn't it? I'm surprised by that one, but Michael Jacobs will take the subsequent corner, and here it comes. It's a right-footed ball in, and again, and it's just gone almost Sean Raggett could have scored there for Pompey. He's at the right end of the pitch, our mate Raggett, and that was a decent opportunity, Andrew, to automatically make that 2-goal cushion count again.
It's nearly an own goal as well.
Nearly an own goal. And automatically Pompey look to regain that cushion.
Interesting to see where Harness is when they're taking the corner again.
Here comes it's right-footed again from Jacobs, and that one will be more conclusively away. Again, another great ball. I don't think he's put a foot wrong in terms of deliveries this afternoon, Michael Jacobs. He's going to get another... that was a bit of a wayward touch, however. He almost said he's got another opportunity to put another one in. Pompey automatically looking to get that third. Mr. Well and truly killed the game off, but all of a sudden, Andrew, it looks... it's a little bit almost. Are we been brought down to earth, perhaps?
No, Tom. It's just mate. I don't know why they didn't stop him running with the ball. It's as simple as that. Someone's got to make a tackle, haven't they? Not take the guy out, just make the tackle. And I think it was Naylor then run past him, and he just stuck his boot in, shouldn't he? But he didn't. So.
Craig McGilvery's taken the goal kick. It's high and up into the clouds of Shropshire, and it will drop down right on top of John Marquis, who wins the header, but Williams is nowhere near it. He hasn't won the header. Perhaps he's conceded a foul.
3 meters forward.
Well, I'm not sure. And all of a sudden, there's a bit of winds of change, perhaps, at the Montgomery Waters Meadow.
Don't worry about that. We're going to nick this now. Oh, look, here we are.
Marquis with a chance to make it 3, and he's been.
What a tackle!
It's a good challenge inside the box, and that will be a Pompey throw in. And the referee's gonna. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's pointing off to McGilvery.
Oh, don't tell me he's injured.
That would not be a good sign if he is. It's a decent opportunity here for Marquis, and the challenge had to be well timed by David Davis. Should have just swung at it, shouldn't he? He's going to receive a little bit of treatment here. It's actually a bit of I think it's a neck injury that Craig McGilvery's, and it's Bobby Backick. He's just having a bit of a.
I think he's going to pull his head off, Tom.
Bit of a prognosis by the Pompey physio, and I think a bottle of water might just help things.
Do you think it's because his hair's standing up?
Referee's been offered a Lucozade as well. I'm not quite sure what's happening there, to be honest with you. He's got his magic straight. There's not an awful lot of... He didn't do very much, did he? Gave him a glass of water and touched his neck. But as you can see there, Andrew, every single Pompey player, bar Craig McGilvery, is in a huddle. And this actually happened when we conceded against Ipswich on Saturday, and we all know what went on and happened after that. So perhaps a sign of things to come. But the tactics are incoming here from Danny Cowley, and hopefully positive change can be inflicted. Perhaps as we're now into the 56th minute.
Tom, where were they?
They were right over, almost in a team huddle like the start of the game, but with Danny Cowley and.
Oh, they were talking to them, weren't they?
Yeah. Deep in conversation.
This is the attitude we're talking about.
Dario's in from Argentina. Good afternoon, mate. Welcome along. No puede ver la primera parte. Aquí estoy. He couldn't watch the first half, and now he's here. Come on, Pompey, says Dario. Thank you for joining us live on Fournilwrittenalloverit. Jack, what more now for Pompey as things are back and underway? Play will continue. Now this is Callum Johnson, Marcus Harness now. The cynical view would be, Andrew, perhaps Craig McGilvery goes down and maybe that gives the opportunity for a huddle to take place. Is that how you see it?
No, I don't think it's that. Technical, Tom. I think he's because we were fully in control at their end at the time, weren't we?
Yeah, perhaps. I think it just sort of maybe it's a blessing in disguise that Pompey have the opportunity to regroup, go again, and it's I think it's Chapman actually who's only actually just recently come on and looks like he's got a bit of a hamstring strain there. Came on at half time, number 32 for.
He's either that, Tom, or he needs a toilet,
or he might need the loo.
Yeah,
that might be a situation that he's having. Marquis is the furthest man forward. He's not going to win it, and Rowe Williams will beat everyone else to it. And this is now Shrewsbury who retain a little bit of possession. We're approaching the hour mark here at Fratton Park now.
It's not Fratton Park, mate. Nothing like it.
Nowhere near.
It's the Meadows. We've been there a few times, haven't we, to the Meadows? It's actually quite a nice little place, Shrewsbury.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah.
We do like Shrewsbury, don't we?
Town, isn't it?
Yeah. Where do we stay? I think it was like a manor. It was something manor. Yeah.
Place, wasn't it? Really nice.
Last time we were there. Callum Johnson now working his way down the right-hand side.
We went in the bubbles, didn't we?
We did.
In the manor, in the spa.
We did go in the bubbles. Harness working his way into the box. He's got to the dead ball line, puts a ball across, and
that's again. There's got to be a
way. Another opportunity there for Pompey. A flash of an opportunity, and it was down to Williams. He just scuffed it when it mattered. Josh Vela was putting a bit of pressure on. Si no hablo español para mis estudios y un poco, pero es importante para aprender un otro idioma.
Now, you're not listening to a Spanish channel. It's Tom talking to someone in Argentina, folks. If you're listening,
no, I'm talking to Noel actually.
In Argentina,
I said it's important to have another language, and Spanish is well. You speak a bit of French as well, don't you? So, 60 minutes now on the clock, and once again, it's another opportunity for there to be. And oh my word, we're dropping like fries. Ryan Williams is down on the deck now, and he looks like he's in a little bit more pain. Than Craig McGilvery was.
Yep, so we get him off, and who we're going to put on then?
Andy Cannon perhaps might be his replacement.
So what do you do then?
You give him a bit of treatment to start off with.
Well, yes, but if he has to go off, which looks like he does, he's holding his eyes as if someone has, and we're readying someone, aren't we?
I'm not quite sure. We're watching the Shrewsbury Town team at the moment having a discussion. It's Curtis Main who's having a little sip of water. Would imagine someone's being readied on the Pompey touchline. I'll have to wait and see. It's been a little bit stop-start for the last couple of minutes, to be honest with you, boys and girls. And thank you if you're sticking with us. I can confirm. Just having a look. It doesn't look like anyone's raring to go at this moment in time. Perhaps the referee is going to come over and give us a bit of a prognosis as to what's happening. Not a lot of Pompey movement on the bench. Still all the boys are sort of sat down and they're not a lot of movement at the moment. Harvey White seems to have not been given a seat this afternoon and is sitting on the stairs. And David, I can confirm I do not speak Gloucester, but thank you for asking. This is Michael Jacobs now. Adam Poirier might speak a bit of Gloucester. I believe he went to uni there, so we'll ask him about that at full time. This is Marcus Harness now. He's given the ball away quite cheaply there, actually. And this is Sean Goss, who's going to get things going and bring things over halfway for Shrewsbury Town, the home side. And that one will be an easy one for Lee Brown to header down. He hasn't quite found a white shirt. We'll do our best to endeavour to get the ball back off them. All goes in. It's a dangerous one. And Curtis Main almost firing home against his own club. My word. It's almost an own goal from Jack Watmore there, to be honest.
Jack doesn't score many, but when he does, he puts in his own net.
Yeah. It's a big old throw out from Craig McGilvery, and I hope he's not too badly picked up a knock. And Harness again's given that ball away to Nathaniel Ogbetter, who was influential in the first goal for Shrewsbury, and got a bit of a habit actually of firing one.
A bit wayward, isn't he?
A little bit wayward, yeah. It's not the best. Blackpool have taken the lead against Plymouth Argyle. It is now 2-1 to the Seasiders. Come from a goal behind, and they're now winning 2-1 up in Lancashire. So it's a good game if you're a Blackpool fan, and I wonder if that will be the way it finishes. This is Craig McGilvery now, who's urging his players to get up the pitch as he does fire one long up towards Ryan Williams. Andrew, if you wouldn't mind taking over for a moment and passing me over a Jamie Dodger, I'm a little bit peckish.
Have some of them foxes, Tom.
Am I going to have a fox? Oh, a ball goes in, and it's not actually convincingly claimed by Roe Williams. Pass us the jammies. Ryan Williams is
runs into trouble, but he's still there with the ball. He's still got the ball.
And it's Jack Watmore's now, and that one has gone out of play. And now the jammies are in my possession, just as the ball is with Pompey. And there is confirmation. Jerry Yates has got his second. No, sorry. No, that's not quite right. Jerry Yates' first of the afternoon for Blackpool. And if you wouldn't mind, Andrew.
They'll go above us, Blackpool, with that then.
You reckon?
Yeah, they will. It hasn't come up yet, but they will go above us. We'll be in 6th then.
Mm-hmm.
Doncaster still 0-0, which is a... Yeah, so I think, Tom, the second half has been a little bit less prolific as the first half. Maybe we didn't like the fact they scored, have we? We don't like that, but we still got them under pressure. We're still playing all the football, and I think there's still plenty of goals in this for us. I think we've got 20 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say we'll see this out 2-1 because I want us to get a couple more. Because I do, and playing football like this, we're going to get
Harness, edge of the box, link up with Jacobs, Marquis, and it's been
got to finish that again.
Been close actually there.
We've got to be finishing that final third, those opportunities, Tom. We're going to ride that if we're not careful. We've got to put them away. There's been 3 really, really good opportunities in the 8 yards from goal that we should have taken advantage of. And if you're not careful, you get punished for that, don't you?
65 minutes is almost on the clock now.
I think there's a bit of injury time, Tom, because of
there has been a couple of
long stops. So I think there's probably 5 minutes added time. So it's more likely 20 minutes or so in it. So time to get another 3 or 4. If we could get another 4, that would be 5-1, which is the same as
another 4.
Get another 4 this afternoon. That'd be 5-1.
No, it wouldn't. It'd be 6-1.
Get another 3, and that'll be 5-1, which would make it the same as 4-0, wouldn't it?
That is another corner for Pompey. It's been conceded courtesy of, I believe it was Matthew Pennington, and it was Lee Brown's cross that went in. It's quite far away from us at our vantage point this afternoon. It will be Michael Jacobs.
Is right out there again. Look, interesting, isn't it? And he brings up the centre halves, doesn't he? Like most people do. There's only 3 there. There's only 4 in the box, though, isn't there?
Harness takes up his usual position on the near touch line.
Only 4 players in the box, interestingly, Tom.
Ball goes in from Michael Jacobs. Header, far post. Watmore.
Corner.
No, it'll be a goal kick given by the lino. Clearly wasn't looking very carefully because I believe that did actually come off Roe Williams. But that's
what's worse about that is that their number 4 was holding Naylor's shirt sleeve and pulling him down in the box at that point. I think Naylor stood on his feet, to be fair, tried to stay on his feet, and he did.
Right.
I think if he goes down, then that could have been a penalty shout.
Seriously.
Okay, and we haven't had many of those, have we, so far this season?
We haven't. I'm not suggesting we need one to win this game, Tom. I'm just saying that I don't like cheating either side. I wouldn't like to see Pompey players holding on shirts like that. I don't like it.
No, I agree. 66 minutes.
Not very sporting, is it?
Is on the clock. Callum Johnson's about to take a throw in for Pompey, as he so often is. And Gillingham have just equalised against Hull City, so that does alter things at the top,
Gillingham ain't a bad
perhaps.
outfit, are they?
No, they're not. They've taken
That
some
ball
points
from
off some
Jack-
good
that
teams.
Ball from Jack Watmore was absolutely
Superb. And now Lee
superb.
Brown will fire forwards, and this is Michael Jacobs who picks it up just over halfway. Tom Naylor's involved as well. Peterborough are now 5-0 up against Accrington Stanley. Sean Raggett plays an almost route one ball straight through the heart of the midfield, and Marquis, the referee's just going to blow up for a free kick there, isn't he?
Yeah, because they protested.
Mm.
Look at the players trying to get him sent off.
Yeah, I know.
That's terrible from Shrewsbury.
No, I'm not.
Terrible.
I'm not a fan of that.
No, I don't like that either.
I'd like to watch that again.
He won the ball at the end of the day. He got the ball.
I think he might actually get a red card here, Andrew. I think he's going to send Marquis. I think he probably is. I think he's going to send Marquis. He is. John Marquis has been sent off, and it's Mike. Sorry, Michael Jacobs is. No, it's not. It's John Marquis. Michael Jacobs popped up on the screen, but I thought it was John Marquis, and it is. To be honest, Andrew, I don't think you can really protest that one. Let's take another look. I'm not sure if they caught it on camera, but watch Marquis very carefully. Where does the challenge come in from? There. He's unfortunately got to go, because his studs are pointing upwards, and it's 2-footed. Referee spotted it, so did the liner on that far side. And for me, I think not an awful lot of argument to be had there. That's just the way I see it. I'm not sure if anyone would agree with me. But all of a sudden, Andrew, it does look...
25 minutes to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how much that's going to affect us, and all of a sudden Shrewsbury Town making a couple of changes. You just think, Marquis, why did you do that? Completely, middle of the park.
In our half, there was no need to do it, is there?
Sean Meads would like to know your opinion.
Sean, well, I think Sean, I never see a blue shirt being sent off or yellow cards ever, do I? Because I've got blue tinted glasses. But I wouldn't have said it's a sending off. It might have been a card, because it wasn't that much of a dangerous tackle. The guy's not injured, is he? He hasn't put him in hospital. He won the ball as well. So I would suggest it maybe a little harsh on Mark, because he gets hit from behind there.
Yeah,
and he does win the ball, and that guy's made a meal of it.
No, he's got to go.
No, Tom, you're wrong on that one, mate. What we don't want is them getting a goal quickly, because that would put us under a lot of pressure. Look at Maine. Look at him falling down like a cart horse.
All of a sudden, this could spin a little bit, and this is going to be really interesting to see how Danny Cowley and his brother react to this one.
Has he made the formation changes?
I don't know. I don't
think
know.
He's left Williams up on his own, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he's gone for like a 4-4-1, hasn't he?
It was a straight red card as well.
He's out for 3 games, isn't he?
He is, and he's only literally just come back and contributed massively to the game so far in terms of scoring what is perhaps the one of the goals that Pompey need. But as Aaron's quite rightly said, it is going to be a long 20 minutes now watching Pompey, unless this might work in our favour.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily. We were at a time when Coventry went down to 9 men at Fratton Park. We were 3-1 up with 20 minutes to go, and ended up at 3-3. And then I think they also scored another one. It was offside.
It's a really strange game, that one. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really weird. But what we've seen so far this afternoon, Shrewsbury haven't given an awful lot, even when it was 11 versus 11 to bother us. So I wouldn't have thought, I don't want to eat my own words later on, but I wouldn't have thought there'll be too much of a concern with 10, although it can have an adverse on this afternoon's proceedings. And perhaps, Andrew, this is where we really sort of earn things if we do end up coming out with the 3 points, which I think we probably still will.
Tom, I'm disappointed in that, obviously. If the score stays the same, I think I'll be reasonably happy with that. What we don't want is to defend this for 20 minutes now, do we? We need to look at our options, really. It's just a little bit worrying when you go down to 10 men and you psychologically it's punishing, isn't it? But I still, at the end of the day, one man's not going to make a difference to my decision to say it's still got automatics in the bag, because I think we've got the best players in this league.
We did okay without him last weekend, didn't we?
Yeah, but we had 11 men on the pitch. You had another target man, didn't you, to use? Who have we got left on the bench now that could come in?
You've got Andy Cannon.
No, I meant for strikers options.
You would have thought probably Ronan Curtis could be up there as long as he's back by next Friday, perhaps.
Yeah, but out and out striker like Marcus I'm talking about.
Not an awful lot, I wouldn't have thought, because Ellis Harrison's out, isn't he, at the moment? You would probably have Williams and Harness, wouldn't you, perhaps? And then maybe... perhaps this actually opens the way for Jacobs and Andy Cannon to play in the same side.
Yeah, but you still haven't got the striker, have you?
No, you haven't, but... Well, yeah. You do need your strikers, don't you? And Williams is operating as one for the rest of the afternoon and has been really kind of playing that role, hasn't he? And it'll be interesting to see how much this disrupts things from a Pompey point of view.
We could call back, what's his name, was out on loan, couldn't we? Double-barreled name, the black guy up front.
Hackett Fairchild.
Yeah, it's about all we can do, really.
Hopefully Geordie Hawula isn't out for long either.
Yeah, it depends, doesn't it? How bad it is.
Anyway, let's get back to the football. Og better now. And again, it's sort of an opportunity for perhaps Shrewsbury Town to take advantage of and maybe sliver their way back into this one. And it would be a massive injustice if they did. And now the referee is going to give absolutely everything their way for some strange reason. And I think he's probably going to reach for a card. Maybe not, actually, because it did come from behind. It was a little bit late from Lee Brown. Yeah, I mean, it's reactive rather than proactive, but I'd like to see how they batter this one away, the Cowleys.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Thanks.
No, I'm just thinking it through, Tom. I think there's options. Obviously, what we've got to do is not let them score. Obviously, that's the obvious statement to make, isn't it? And I think we want to try and press high like we were before. We cannot sit on it and defend.
Oh, everyone's claiming for a goal kick, and it will be given as a goal kick. Slow decision-making from the officials this afternoon. There's been a couple of opportunities at either end, actually, where we've been holding our hands up in terms of...
that sending off, Tom, someone made a comment that, well, we never learned saying we're going to automatics. Well, prior to that sending off, it wouldn't have mattered. We still have... had 4 good chances this afternoon to win this game. We should be 5-1 up now. That's a fact, isn't it? So it doesn't change my opinion. One player being sent off, frankly, that doesn't matter to me. It's about
riding this one out, really, now, isn't it? From a Pompey point of view.
I don't know what's happened here. It's a free kick been given to us.
No, I think it's just gone out of play. I think there's an awful lot that's been given there. Andy Cannon is making his way onto the pitch, and this is Michael Jacobs who's been taking off. It's almost like for like, and this is Danny Cowley's way of perhaps reacting to the red card, or maybe just
strong man in midfield.
Yeah, just it's a game that sort of fizzled out and away from us a little bit, hasn't it? So I can confirm. Doncaster are, I believe, a goal down, actually, at this moment in time. Just waiting for that to come through. It's a comment from Will that I'm relying on, I believe. Yeah, we've got another one there saying MK Dons 1-0. So we'll wait and see if that one pings up for us. And this is Jack Watmore now. There it is, yeah. MK Dons have taken the lead against Doncaster Rovers. It is now 1-0 at Stadium MK. This is Shrewsbury Town now knocking it around with a little bit more confidence than they had when they were 2-0 down. This is Roe Williams now, who, you're not going to, you're not going to be angry with Pompey for sort of sitting back and defending and playing without the ball, are you?
You're not, but you don't want to put yourself under pressure, do you? You don't want to be putting yourself in a position where you.
But we're going to look stretched, aren't we? Because
you've only got 10 psychological again, isn't it? Nothing's changed really because Marcus is only one man, isn't he? You know, but you go down to 10 men, you start panicking a bit. You shouldn't, should you? You should start carrying on playing your football. Which is what I would say, Tom. Is oh my word, what are we doing with it, man?
Yeah, Cannon's had a bit of a mare there, and that one, luckily they're not very good. Yeah. Luckily that one's high and wide, and Andy Cannon caught in a little bit of.
Are losing, so we are 6th in the table right now as we speak.
A little bit of bother there.
We're in the playoffs.
Would an extra goal do anything, or was it just the 3 points today? Anything in terms of?
No, I'd like to see.
No, it's in actual mathematically goal difference wise. How do we look?
Give you them.
And now Lee Brown's down injured, so perhaps that paves the way for a Charlie Daniels appearance this afternoon. Perhaps it's another substitution that maybe the Cowleys wouldn't have wanted to make, given the way they've set up this afternoon. There you go. There's the huddle I was talking about, Andrew. That completely mirrors what was going on earlier on, but. A drink's being given, and Danny Cowley is right in the thick of that, calling the shots, making the discussion, driving, whatever it is that he wants to let his players know. And he's directly in conversation with, I believe it's Marcus Harness who he's having a chat with. I believe that might be Lee Brown's last bit of action this afternoon. Here's that red card incident again, Andrew.
It's not a red, Tom.
Referee was in a decent position to see it, and after a little bit of consultation, I believe it was the
Shrewsbury players that got sent off.
Well, it might have been a consultation with the fourth official happened from the ref as well. Another example of the slow decision making today is that he took quite some time to make that call, the referee, which would suggest that he wasn't sure to me. I mean, if you see it and you think, yep, stone wall, you get your card out.
The referee's got to give it, and he didn't straight away. And I think that's what worries me when you make that decision, send him off for that. If you aren't 100% convinced at that point when the tackle takes place, you should give a yellow.
He blew up. He blew up as soon as he saw it.
It's a foul. We know. Is it a foul? It's a foul. The 50-50 ball, and he's.
I wouldn't say it's a 50-50 ball, mate.
Well, one foot in it, air slightly higher.
In the where? Sorry.
In here.
In the air.
Look at Ryan Williams just
tirelessly trying to get it off him, isn't he?
We need to get the ball back off them, don't we?
Yeah, they're playing with all the ball, and well, since the sending off, really, that's changed things, hasn't it? And you know, luckily, it hasn't resulted in too many opportunities for the home side, and hopefully, that's the way it stays for the rest of the afternoon. Yeah, I think we will still claim all 3 points this afternoon, Andrew, won't we? I think it's not a given, is it? But it's
just disappointing, isn't it, to see that a professional player like that gets sent. I don't like to see players get sent off, Tom, for any reason, whether it's theirs or ours. It just spoils the game, doesn't it? You know, we're enjoying it all, we're having a great time, won't we? And then
it is now 6-0 between Peterborough United and Accrington. I believe that will be Clark Harris's third of the afternoon. So you reckon you thought that one was going to end in 2-2, didn't you?
No, I said 3-3. So 6-0 is probably
the
same, isn't it?
Yeah,
I just got it the wrong way round.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
I did have a premonition there'd be 6 goals, but I thought it'd be 3-3.
Okay, well, in that case, yeah, I think there's no really arguing with that one, is there?
Can't argue with that, bud.
No, you can't. It's Mo Isa.
That could be embarrassing for them, couldn't it? This could be a Leicester /
a Leicester
score.
A Leicester. Oh, right. Sorry, I see what you mean. Or a Manchester United. Yeah.
Leicester or Manchester United score, isn't it, this one?
Right. Yeah, things have really sort of spun on in their head, really, in this second half of what we've seen. Just an overview. We're heading into the final 10 minutes plus, unfortunately, what will be lengthy injury time for Pompey to have to negotiate. And yeah, it's not been the most enjoyable end to the game, has it? No. But it started very well, and we had a really good first half, didn't we? Where are you going? We'll just go then. You don't need to tell me.
Take that away so I don't leave my chair and stuff in the background.
That's really slick how you've done that one. Really slick. Thank you for that.
I tried to tell you, but you weren't listening.
See in a minute. Here comes Lee Brown now down this near side, and Andrew's off to go and relieve himself. There will probably be, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes added on at the end of this one. Lee Brown now is going to be taking the throw in on the far side for Pompey, and it's all sort of squeaky bum time here at New Meadow. Montgomery Waters Meadow, whatever you want to call it, just 9 miles east of the Welsh border. And thank you to everyone who still remains with us here live on Fournilwrittenalloverit this afternoon. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do so. We're keeping you covered for the remaining 10 games now after this one, as the run-in carries on. And Sean has said in the 4-0 crew chat that Raggett is such a donkey, and I think that pretty much sums up the way that he's been. The way that the man has been playing for us since he joined us. There's another substitution that's happening now. It is Matthew Pennington that is going off, and I'm not sure who it will be coming onto the pitch. We'll confirm that for you in just a couple of moments. Oh no, it is Charlie Daniels is being readied on that far side. Perhaps he will be replacing the injured Lee Brown in these final couple of moments here. And as Alex quite rightly said, Sean Raggett is a man that can put your heart in your mouth. It's normally the opposite gender that do that for men, but unfortunately it's Sean Raggett who manages to do that. 8 minutes now is on the clock, plus whatever's added on in stoppage time. Hello. Welcome back. Not a lot's changed, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Brown's changed, hasn't he?
Oh, sorry, he's not gone off yet. It's just Daniel's being readied.
Oh.
Excuse me. He's actually had he's been deep in conversation with, I believe it's Nicky Cowley on that far side.
Danny boy.
Sean Mees knows what he's doing. Press the like button, ring the bell, and subscribe as well if you want to get us involved. If you want to get involved, and he loves it, doesn't he?
He's a technical bloke.
He can't get enough of it.
He's a technical bloke. He knows his stuff. He knows his YouTube business.
Harness to close, and Cannon will just have to excruciatingly chase that one out of play. And Shrewsbury will go again now. Nathaniel Ogbetter, who is the man who scored, was influential in the scoring. But and Andrew, well, to be honest with you, there's an ensuite right there, so that's why he didn't take very long. And Dave Brewer said it wasn't a 20-second hand wash. I think it probably was.
It was.
Right. It is just there.
I've listened to Boris, mate.
You have. You have followed the guidance. Right, referee's going to pause play. Charlie Daniels will now come on in place of Lee Brown, who will be exiting the field this afternoon. Oh, no, it's not Lee Brown. It's Ben Close who's being withdrawn from proceedings. There was me saying...
5 across the back then?
There was me saying it was going to be Lee Brown because he was injured, but Ben Close will be taken off. And unfortunately, he hasn't made it 90 minutes, and it is now 7-0 to Peterborough United, which is turning a little bit even more embarrassing.
Have they got a manager at the minute, Accrington?
I'm not sure if they do, but what is for sure is that Peterborough United have well and truly hammered them. And the question might be asked, Accrington Stanley, who are they?
Certainly
I don't know. I've heard that somewhere. I don't know where it's been, but
we don't want that to happen.
No.
That's 7 goals advantage.
Yes, and that does put them sort of head and shoulders above everyone in terms of goal difference, doesn't it? Back here at New Meadows, Shrewsbury Town still with the lion's share of the possession, particularly since John Marquis went off. But here's an opportunity for Andy Cannon now. He's played in his colleague and close friend of his, Marcus Harness, and that one will be stopped on the line and didn't go out of play. And hopefully Jack Watmore managed to win that one back. No, he can't. And all of a sudden, it's just, I don't know if it's a knock in confidence, but...
No, it's not. It's just they've got a bit more space.
Yeah, just... What Pompey, the ball was literally stuck to our feet with 11 men for the entirety of the time. Perhaps a little bit less when we got going for the second half, but definitely for the first period.
Oh, it's giving everything
as a whole.
Let's give it another free kick.
Yeah,
he loves his whistle, that ref, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's sort of wasn't growing on us really throughout the afternoon, was he? And now 5 minutes is probably going to turn into 10 in terms of added on injury time. The minutes might be just as many as Peterborough scored this afternoon, which is slightly worrying. Yeah, a little bit of concern now as this will be an in-swinging delivery. to be made now, and Shrewsbury Town are lining up on the edge of the box, and that delivery is a long one, and it's going to go over the top. And luckily, Andrew, they are not the most clinical side that we've seen, have they? Are they? Sorry.
Well, I think, Tom, it's very difficult to play against 9-10 men sometimes as well, isn't it? It's not easy, especially as you sit back. As we've seen, we've started.
Makes it quite disjointed, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think Cowleys have said, look, don't sit back and on your laurels and wait for them to come at us again and again, like ways of attack. Try and play your football, but be sensible how far you go to the pitch, because you leave yourself exposed, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
He's probably said to him, we want to stay and win this game 2-1, but if we get a chance, we need to be pushing forward again. I think it's oh, here we are. Oh, he's given us a free kick. I thought he gave it to them.
No, there's the one free kick that we have managed to claim this afternoon. And it goes Pompey's way, and Andy Cannon has won a free kick, and there will be no complaints.
No, don't say won a free kick. Don't like that, Tom. It's not. Yeah.
Well, what's he done then?
You don't won a free kick. He's got a free kick.
Been given a free kick?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, I think pretty much the same thing.
Winning free kicks is cheating, in my view. It's
so winning corners is cheating as well, is it? Winning throw-ins?
No, it's not. But we are.
Harness. That one's going to be a Pompey throw-in. And it's Charlie Daniels who I believe will take it. And Harness just back heels it. Just to sort of wind down the clock a little bit.
Like it, do they?
You don't blame him for doing that right now, do you? And Shrewsbury, you can sit there and say what you want, but it was a dominant Pompey until we got John Marquis sent off. So I don't think they can really argue too much with the result this afternoon. And they're actually, from what happened in the first half and 15 minutes of the second half, you can't argue with Pompey's dominance, can you, this afternoon, and our dominance and the way that we've conducted ourselves for the second time under Danny Cowley. Obviously, it's
not finished yet, Tom.
No, it's not, but it's been a bit of a trepid one, hasn't it, this afternoon, since 60 minutes or so. And this is now David Davis. Plays one over the top. Lee Brown's got to get over there quickly in order to stop the ball from going in. And we're watching this with a bit of nerves. I'm expecting there to be sort of 6 or 7 perhaps minutes added on, and we'd be grateful to get away with 5 at this moment in time. And luckily Pompey still are managing to play a bit of football. Having said that, Callum Johnson's long ball didn't quite work its way to Harness in the way that he wanted it to.
Should have done that.
And this is Nathaniel Ogbetter now, who finds Roe Williams.
We're going to play keep ball.
We have for the last couple of minutes, yeah. And that one's a dangerous one, but luckily there'll be no one latching onto that one. But I think the whistle had gone anyway for an offside flag, and perhaps it was Curtis Main, or it might have been
Curtis Main found offside.
I know.
Never in the same sentence, Tom.
And I can tell you that there has been an equaliser, ladies and gents. Plymouth Argyle have made it 2-2, so that makes things a little bit easier for Pompey. Blackpool now, perhaps, I don't know where that makes a stand, Andrew, if you could do a little refresh for me, but eases pressure slightly. Craig McGilvery has now taken that offside that Pompey had given to them, and Marcus Harness will just watch the ball just trickle away from him, and again, he's working hard to get it back, actually, Marcus Harness. And this is Curtis Main finding himself a little bit out of possession here. Ryan Williams doing his best to win it back off Shrewsbury, but they maintain the ball nonetheless. And Charlie Daniels has read that one in the best way possible, and David Davis will chase that one down to the near touch line. Still have the ball now, Shrewsbury, and it just shows what a difference a man can make in terms of perhaps Pompey haven't done themselves any favours by setting up this way. But there's Lee Brown and Charlie Daniels is not going to tackle him in the box, and that header goes in and it's over the top, and that will be a Craig McGilvery goal kick. And now all of a sudden Pompey draw for breath, and I can confirm it is 7 minutes of added time at the end of this one. I thought we'd be lucky to get 5. We've ended up with 7. Pompey back into 5th as it stands. But let's see what these next 7 minutes bring. I believe that puts us 1 point in front of Blackpool.
It does, yeah. We're 5th, 1 point ahead of Blackpool.
Okay.
They've got a game in hand, to be fair.
We have as well on, I think it's Charlton might be still up there now.
In hand over Lincoln and Peterborough, and 2 over Hull.
Andy Cannon has just fired one against the back of, I believe it's Ethan Ebanks, Landell, and still Pompey retain the ball, and Jack Watmore finds Marcus Harness. And you would have just thought a nice little goal from Pompey might just make us all calm down a little bit, mightn't it?
Yeah, it'd be great to see it score again, wouldn't it?
It's nice to see that we are actually keeping the ball now and trying to play some football for these last 7 minutes. And actually, Raggett, I don't know what he's doing there.
Put it there?
It's probably an injury.
Yeah,
it
probably
is.
But put it up the park, don't you? Out, not where they're going to get a throw in from 10 yards.
And Williams again has gone down. He's going to need to come off now, isn't he?
Yeah, but why has he put the ball out there?
Well, I suppose that's in an attacking position for Shrewsbury now, isn't it?
But they should throw the ball back to us, shouldn't they? We hope. But they might not. So you put it out, but you put it out right up the pitch, don't you?
Sean said Raggett can't kick it any further.
As Williams Thompson's just said on the stream, yes, keep the ball, which is what we've been saying.
Jack said, if this was he who must not be named ball, would we would be losing, but we can hold on to this. We can, Jack, absolutely.
I think we can.
Richard said it was meant to be a pass from Raggett.
Yeah.
5 minutes now, but as Ryan Williams has gone down again, perhaps that might be even extended to 8 or 9. Referee's going to come over and he's keeping his eye on the clock, actually. No, he's not. He's telling Nathaniel
They're not going to give it back to us, are they? They're not going to give it back to us. Look.
They probably won't.
No, they're not. They're not. Look at them. They're on attacking positions.
Greedy so-and-sos if they do.
God. How sporting is that?
It's not great, is it?
Unfortunately, I don't like that at all, Tom. That is outrageous. And if they go on to score from it, it's even more outrageous.
It just makes you not want them to score even more, doesn't it? When something
I don't
like that
them
happens.
anyway, to be honest, but because I don't.
Luckily, Harness had something to say about that one. And here comes Ryan Williams now. Let's make them pay, mate. Oh, ref. He's not going to give that, is he?
No, because he's not, because it's them.
He did get the ball, to be fair. Did get the ball. This is Nathaniel Ogbetter now.
Get to him, Harness, son.
And this is all getting a little bit
anxious.
Yeah, just a little bit. And
They're
still
giving too much space, I think, as well. We're letting them play with the ball, and
quite a few minutes to go, and the ball goes in, and Jack Watmore will head away, and Craig McGilvery gives him a little clap and urges the boys to get out of his box, and that is what they will do. And Callum Johnson will try and win the ball back, but he hasn't done so. And Shrewsbury have a decent opportunity to put a ball in here, but it's not a good one at all. And Raggett is there. To be fair to him, he did the job. He did do the job.
Never in question from Raggett, mate.
Never in doubt. And there he is again, Raggett.
Yep. Can't argue that, mate. He's had a good game today.
Tom Naylor now. Just keep hold of the ball, mate. Keep hold of the ball. But the referee has blown up for a foul. And it will be a substitution that Pompey will make. And it's Rasmus Nikolaisen who is coming onto the field.
Is he going on for the Ragganation?
I'm not sure who he's going on for. He'll probably take Ryan Williams off, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if he does so, because
that's what he's going to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's tired. He's going to bring Williams off and stick another one. Back 5 across the back.
Wouldn't have thought that would be a bad decision. And it is, as I predicted, Ryan Williams will be coming off. And brilliant shift from him today, Andrew.
Yeah.
I think he's done really well, and he'll take all the time in the world to come off. And he's angered a few Shrewsbury men this afternoon, hasn't he?
He's irritated a few faces.
Yeah, he has, but that's all right. We don't mind doing that, do we?
No, we don't mind it at all.
Rasmus is massive, isn't he? He's such a unit.
Yeah.
He reminds me, I don't know if anyone I'm sure they do, because you're all football people, but he got a bit of the Calgar Soyuncu about him for Leicester City, hasn't he, Rasmus?
Don't know.
Well, I know you don't know, but connotes a sense of that.
Yeah.
I'm sure Mr. Poirier will agree with me, and many others too. Right, 5 minutes to go in this one. Up the pitch goes the ball from Shrewsbury Town, and that one will be too much for Curtis Main to grab hold of, and this will now be Craig McGilvery will be taking it. And it has finished. Blackpool 2, Plymouth Argyle 2.
Right.
Full-time whistles going across the country in League One. Sunderland have beaten Bristol Rovers by a 1-0. They will be happy with the 3 points there. The men from Wearside.
They will, won't they? The
Will indeed.
weirdos from Wearside.
The weirdos from Wearside, and it will be a minute and a half left of regulation. Well, what has been indicated by the fourth official, but you would expect we might play on into 8, perhaps even 9 minutes of added time at the end of this one. And still, it feels nervy here at New Meadow. And this is Callum Johnson now. He's doing his best. Oh my word! What the hell was that from Shrewsbury?
I don't know, but if we can get on the end of it, that would be lovely.
It
Yeah,
would be.
wrong side.
It's all right. Harness is doing his best. And just watch that one go out of play, Rasmus. Well done, son. Doesn't need to exert any more pressure there. And I'm not quite sure. Oh, we're just getting a... No, I thought the whistle had gone then, but it hasn't. It's finished. MK Dons 1, Doncaster 0. That is a full-time score in League One, so that might affect the situation. Perhaps at the top of the table. It is one of those seasons, isn't it, that Pompey are... beginning to rely on results around them, and perhaps that's sort of the...
Around us, Tom.
Around us, sorry. My apologies. And perhaps that is the nature of the results that we've unfortunately picked up over the last couple of weeks that have meant that happens. But nonetheless, it's been a decent Pompey performance, and if it finishes like this, we have weathered the storm, haven't we?
We have, and as we said, Tom, and the people will say after this game, the people that come on the show after this, they'll be telling us the things we know, which is under a different management style, we'd have lost this game heavily this afternoon.
Under the previous management style?
Yeah, let's say it like that. But we don't need to mention any names.
Right, thanks for that. I'm glad everyone enjoyed that at home. We have now played 7 minutes at New Meadow, and all eyes are on the referee now, who's been a dreadful official all afternoon.
It's difficult to criticise people that heavily, Tom, but you're right. He was dreadful.
He hasn't been great, is he?
No, he's been absolutely shocking.
I mean, I can see why he's given it the red card, that is, but I do think, it's partly John Marquis, and it's partly, and I can confirm, everyone breathe a sigh of relief.
Final whistle's gone.
The final whistle has gone. It is 3 points at New Meadow.
Come on, 2-1 away. That'll do us.
And breathe. That is it. It's a goal from Marcus Harner. Just let me finish what I'm saying. There's a goal from Marcus Harness, John Marquis, and Jack Watmore leaps with joy alongside Callum Johnson. And there we go. The Cowley brothers dash over to give fist bumps all round to the opposing technical areas. And we can all relax now and enjoy the 3 points that our Pompey have brought us this afternoon. Right, let's bring Richard and Aaron back into the conversation.
The coaches there, Tom. Let's see what they do.
Yeah, 2 very deep breaths from these 2 gentlemen, and you can tell why, can't you, Richard? Especially from you.
Yeah, very, very nervous second half that was. Very nervous. And we just seemed to, when they got in possession, we just seemed to drop back deeper and deeper. And I say they're 14. I'd mentioned his name earlier on, at the start of the stream, and he was their potential threat. And, he got the goal. Could McGillivray have done more? I think he was slightly just out of position, I think, for the shot. But no, so, good to get the win, but a very nervous second half.
Aaron, what's your immediate reaction to what you've seen?
Oh, Danny's
first half outstanding. Second half is we made that hard on ourselves. Really did. Feel sorry for the sending off. I think that should have been a yellow. But then that gave Shrewsbury that little extra oomph they needed. But that was very, very hard work. Very hard work, that last 20 minutes. And Gillingham and Hull have only just finished, and Gillingham could have won that in the last second. It come off the post. But our game, yeah, definitely. That was very, very hard work.
And it was Marquis was the fall guy, Richard. What was your opinion on the straight red card from where you're sitting?
I would have said a yellow. I wouldn't have said a red. Definitely, I say, but there'd been harder challenges throughout the game. Okay, his stud might have been slightly high, raised up off the floor, but I think that's how a lot of people go in for that type of tackle anyway, don't they? And didn't he get? I'm sure he got contact with the ball first.
Yeah, he got the ball. He won the ball.
Yeah, so amateur dramatics from Shrewsbury, but I don't expect any more really from them.
Well, you can go into work on Monday morning, Richard, and singing and dancing, as I'm sure you will. Aaron, I just want to ask you, mate. That was, you said, I think it was your comment that came up, and everyone else was saying it as well. But this will really sort of prove their management know-how, won't it? And would be interested to see how they react to this. Did they do that well for you?
It's a bit difficult because I think they were in shock actually because of the sending off. So it was like their actual game plan was completely torn up and thrown out the window. So I'm glad they done the certain subs and everything, but I think they've had a big sigh of relief as well. Just so the game's finished now, so it's like, right, let's just move on, and it gives them something else to worry about now because who we're going to play up front on Tuesday. So yeah. I'm sure that we will appeal that red card because I'm sure that should have been just a yellow. I think the reaction from their players and everything actually pushed it to the limit of getting a red. But I think if we can appeal that, we should get through that.
Did it mirror Jack Watmore's sending off earlier on in the season for you, Richard?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think Jack Watmore was it was a lot more brutal of a challenge, I think, because they played the ball, didn't he? I say this one was, contact with the ball first and then the player diving over. But I see, Danny Cowley at the end was with the referee. You could tell he was talking about that sending off. And, I think he was glad he walked away when he did because, he could have ended up, whether they get given red cards at the end of the match, I don't know. But it certainly, it could have been going that way, the way the ref was sort of talking back to him with his hand and that.
I believe I remember seeing Carlo Ancelotti being sent off by Chris Kavanagh at the end of the game at Everton in the Premier League not too long ago. So I think that has happened before in terms of a full-time red card. I would have think that might have been a bit harsh on him because he's got every right to sit there and question what the referee's process was. He was incredibly close to it as well. So be interested to see whether the FA will go on to scrutinise that one early doors next week. Aaron, where do we go from here, mate? 10 games to go. How are you feeling?
Very positive. That first half, if we can play like that for the rest of the season, I'm literally with Andrew, automatics. Because everyone around us, so like Hull and Peterborough stormed it today. So, but everyone's losing and everything as well. We've got the best run out of all of the top six. We've now moved up to 5. So yeah, definitely playoffs at the moment. In about 4 or 5 games time, if we're still up there, we could nick automatics. But we need to win every single game now. So yeah, definitely.
I think they need to watch Sunderland as well, don't they? Because they say, they today they're what was it, just under 10 points ahead, I think whatever it is at the moment. So we can't drop any points, if that's the charge we're going to go for, But definitely,
who was your man of the match this afternoon?
My man of the match, I would say Harness with close, pretty. Yeah,
definitely.
I think the worst player on the pitch would have been Raggett, and if you'd have asked me at half time, I think, he had a turning circle like a super tanker, when they went for that shot in the first half. And I actually thought, Marcus didn't, all right, he scored a goal, but he didn't really, in my eyes, do a great deal, which is what I was expecting with him just being the one person up front. But no, Harness played out of his skin. And I think Williams took over the role of Curtis with flapping his arms around, it's just, I think we just need to focus on the match and, stay on your feet, because I think if they stay on the feet 50% more than what they're doing on some players, then we'd certainly get a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll read one out. You might have seen it flash up on your phones, gents, but Sean Hamilton, quite sort of newsworthy, really. He said a super tanker stuck in the Suez Canal, potentially, and I like that.
Well, yes, we now call Raggett Evergreen. It's the name of the tanker, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Sorry, I haven't been paying attention.
Apparently, there was a lady driver as well by that one.
Oh, why did you have to mention that one?
Well, that's what I heard.
Why did you have to mention that? Just to say as well, at work we actually might have a couple of consignments stuck behind that tank, mightn't we? So
let's not laugh too much.
Let's not laugh too much. Anyway, Aaron, I'll ask you, mate. Who was your Pompey man of the match this afternoon? Did you go Richard? Would you go Harness?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. He really worked his socks off today. and especially with the formation as well. Previously, with that other bloke that was in charge before, he played that formation. It didn't work. The Cowleys are using that formation. It worked that first half. We were dominant. And especially Harness all over the place. So it was really, really well done. But yeah, definitely Harness today, man in the match.
Richard, do you think Pompey will finish upwards of where they are now this season in 5th?
We'd finish 3rd or 4th. We will. And the only reason why I'm saying 3rd and 4th is because what I'm hoping is that sometime in May that I could actually try and get a ticket to come for one of the playoff matches. That's what I'm hoping. Because I only realized today that if we actually got in the playoff final, I can't attend because I'm away on holiday.
You're always on holiday, Richard. What are you doing?
Well, the one for the Easter weekend got cancelled because I got phoned up last Monday and said, "Oh, we believe you live in Shropshire, and so you can't come to Wales on holiday." So it's scuppered. So they caught me out, but she's come up trumps.
Oh, brilliant. Aaron, you'll be pleased to know, mate, there aren't many jam and creams left. We've only got a couple left in the box, and the jammy dodgers have been digested in numbers as well. Just to say, Traditional Sons of London said, I'm with Richard. I think it's going to be hard to get above Peterborough and Sunderland the way they're playing, and obviously Sunderland getting the win today, and we've spoken about that emphatic win for Peterborough. Aaron, where do you think we'll finish? If Richard, I know Andrew will say top 2, and he's more than entitled to.
Well, I've got my
say,
theory, Tom. I've got my theory. So bring it in.
Go on then.
Well, I'm just looking at the table right now, and we are 5th in the table at 58 points. We've got a game in hand over Peterborough, so that's 61 points against their 69. That's 2 wins and 2 losses, isn't it? And there's 10 games to go. We're going to win 2 more, but they've got to lose 2 more. That's as simple as that. That's the mathematical equation. The other teams obviously are going to be in there as well, Sunderland and Lincoln. But Lincoln are dropping points now. Sunderland just about won at Bristol today. So anything could happen, couldn't it?
Yeah,
okay, there you go. There's Andrew's point of view, and we haven't argued with him a lot. He's never normally wrong, apart from the past however many seasons. He said Pompey will be playing Championship football every year on year, but apart from that, he's never been wrong, have you?
No, never been wrong.
No, never been wrong. Gents, thank you. We will see you. It will be next Friday, won't it? And I believe, Richard, if you've been told by our friends
Tuesday.
who make the rules,
I thought it was Tuesday.
We've got a Tuesday game.
Yeah.
Oh, that shows how prepared I am.
Tuesday, then Friday.
Who are we playing on Tuesday?
Crew, isn't it? Is it Crew, Rochdale? Crew, one of the two?
Not much. Is it? Sure, it's Rochdale.
I don't think we've got a game on Tuesday, chaps.
I hope so.
Might want to check that one out. It will be next Friday. Brendan's saying no.
We'll play. We'll play then.
Well, yeah, we'll have a kick about, Aaron, shall we? Let's all arrange
Friday.
Yeah, it is Friday. Thanks, Jen.
Yeah, what do you think about the 2 games that have been moved as well? It's like gone 6 o'clock kickoffs for 2 of our games now.
Well, thank you for saying that, Aaron, because we'll be live from 5 o'clock on Fournilwrittenalloverit, and we can all leave work early, so that's excellent news. But anyway, yeah, I think that is very strange. I'm not sure whether it's sort of, I don't know, we'll have to find. Same reason why we had our game against Ipswich at 1 o'clock, which I thought was quite strange as well.
Very strange.
Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening, and we'll speak to you on Friday. Not Friday. Cheers, gents.
Take care.
Have a good one. See you soon.
All right, that's Brendan and Aaron, and Richard and Aaron. And before we go to Brendan and Mike, and we're going to go to Mr. Poirier as well, Gaz and Sean will get to you very shortly. Let's take a look and see what is still to come here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. Just going to confirm for you, no games on Tuesday. As you can see, the next one Pompey will play is Rochdale, Good Friday. Join us from 2 o'clock, followed by Wigan Athletic versus Pompey. That one's live Easter Monday from 2. Following that, we'll be travelling up to Crewe Alexandra, and what am I talking about? Richard quite rightly said, sorry, it was Aaron, wasn't it, that quite rightly said that Crewe will be played on at the earlier time of 6, followed by MK Dons at the usual time of 3. That one will be followed by a trip to Brett Pittman's new home, Swindon Town, and then back in action at Fratton Park to round off April nicely. Saturday the 24th will be Bristol Rovers at home. Looking forward to bringing you those 6 live here with us. Right, I'm delighted to say that Mike joins us, and he's probably dashed home just to be on Fournilwrittenalloverit. So thank you for that. And we're speaking to Mr. Poirier as well. Good evening to you all. First of all, Mike, if you got to see or hear much of that, but what's your immediate reaction to what you've seen this afternoon?
Well, if I'd been home and watched the first half, I know I saw the goals. Brendan sort of videoed them for me on his phone and sent them through, and I would have been absolutely ecstatic. From what I can gather, it was a very, very good half. What happened at halftime talk? I don't know, because I'll tell you, I watched the second half, and I know you can't fix everything all in one go, but there are certain things that we were doing today in the second half that Mr. Jackett had got the boys into a bad habit of. We don't, you know, the worst time to concede a goal is the last 10 minutes of the first half, of the first 15 of the second half. And I said to Brendan at the start of the second half, because I come down from a shower when I got home, and I said to him, we don't need to concede in the first 15 minutes. And lo and behold, I mean, that's for any type of football game, really. You know, whatever parks or professional, you don't concede in the first 15 minutes. Because then you're on the back foot for the rest of the game. And we were on the back foot, and there were some stupid things going on. People were losing their heads. Marquardt lost his. He did connect with the ball, but he went in with a raised foot. He was off the ground, and his studs were showing. And the letter of the law says he must go. And that's exactly what happened to Watmar. So there you go. That's correct. But then Raggett decides to have a reckless challenge, I thought, down, you know, whilst he's trying to defend. And Brown, exactly the same. He was facing the guy. The guy came towards him, ran past him. He decides that he's going to run after him and then flick a leg when he's got past and took him out. They're just reckless, stupid tackles that our boys seem to take in the defensive third of our, you know, I appreciate they've got to tackle and they've got to defend, but it just seems that they're reckless. Why not stand it? Brown's too far off his man, and so is Harness. Harness doesn't know how to defend. He might have had a good game running around all over the place, but if you go back and watch the game, you have a look what Harness is actually doing to defend. It isn't a great deal. So I am well chuffed we got 3 points. It's another win. We are doing well under the Cowleys at the moment. I just don't want us to go back to doing some of the silly things that we had under Jackett. And I said at the beginning, I know it takes time.
And we have now got until Friday to iron out any sort of...
Yeah, and thanks for that, Boris Johnson.
Oh, well... next time, please, let's speak to Adam. Let's get his reaction on what happened there. And first of all, mate, I'd like to ask you how you saw that red card and what you make of the decision.
It was slightly dangerous. I'll give it that. I mean, yeah, it'll probably be looked at afterwards, but I can't disagree with it, to be honest. The studs were up, weren't they? So, yeah, not much else to say. I think it probably was a red card. And yeah, it's just silly from Marquis, isn't it? He just went on, scored, and then a couple of minutes later, he's off. So now we don't have any strikers, really. I mean, Curtis is going to come back, and he probably wanted to come back with a bit of competition in him, like a bit of spur in him. But now he comes back, and he's probably going to be playing straight away when he comes on Friday. So yeah, it's just a bit silly, isn't it? Not much thought into that. Can't really say much else, to be honest. It's just a bit disappointing.
Yeah, as we've said though, chaps, it is only 1 week and 2 games in, isn't it? And it takes time to get some of the nasty habits out of the way. Very positive win, I thought, this afternoon. We think we personally, I think it was a great win away from home, 2-1, down to 10 men with 40 minutes to play, 55 minutes to play almost with the added time. So take the positives out of it. I think it was a great performance. First half, if we carried on, it was 4-0 written all over it. Second half, that was for sure. Had that standing off not happened, and I think psychologically that's the damage that gets done when you lose a player, isn't it? So you're right, Mike. There's some silly tackles going in there. I think the Cowleys are wise enough to talk to the guys about that and say, look, this might have been happening for the last 4 years, guys, but we can't let it happen for the next 4 weeks. And I think that's probably where we're coming from. But I'm inspired by it, first half especially, and very positive from all the players, I think. Raggett, for me, probably had his best game he's had for a long, long time. Frankly, I wouldn't have him inside if it was my choice, but he did a job. As we said at half-time, he did a job, didn't he?
Can I just add to that and just I'll question Mike on it, really, but from what you've been discussing, and obviously there are still issues that need to be ironed out, but it is a world away from what we were used to for several weeks and months under he who must not be named. And I would sit here and say, look, there are so many positives that outweigh all the negatives. And I know you said it will take time. How long do you think it will be until we have a conclusive Cowley agenda that's being played week in, week out at Pompey?
I'm afraid to say that I don't think he'll get his style of play until he's got the players that he thinks fits those positions. I don't think he's got them at our club at this moment in time. If he's allowed to stay and carry on and build a team for next year, be it in the Championship or be it in League One, that's when we'll see total Cowley. But I think there's certain things, obviously, that we're pleased that he has done. He's changed the team, changed the attitude, confidence is building. It's another 3 points. I am positive about where we're going, and I think we'll hopefully stay in the playoffs. Definitely, I think automatic promotion is a bit too far. But the Cowley programme, I think, and they talk such lovely words about what they want to do, what they've got to work with, what they think of the people they've got to work with. I just see positives coming out of them, and I hope it continues. But there are some of these things that the lads have been playing with for 3 years that they need to get rid of.
Brendan, where do you see Pompey finishing this League One season?
I think definitely we'll be in the playoffs, without a shadow of a doubt. I think Peterborough and Hull are too far adrift now. I don't think anyone's going to catch those two now. But I think we're definitely going to be in that 3 to 6 or 3 to 7 points between there, you know. And
hang on, oh my word! This is probably the fourth time you're going to say this.
100% improvement, guys. I'm going to say it again. 100% improvement. Very exciting stuff. I think you're deluded. I think we're going to be in the automatic playoff. That's with my blue tinted glasses on as normal, but I really believe we're going to get that automatic place. I'm not suggest we're going to win the league, but I think we'll get the automatics. Somebody's made a point there. Last 2 games, gained 4 points on Hull, 3 points on Peterborough, 2 points on Sunderland, 5 points on Lincoln since the Cowley came in charged. Yeah, and we're in the playoffs again now. We're back into 5th and we're in the playoffs. So very, very good afternoon's work, I think, even though we're down to 10 men. Another game 2 weeks ago would have lost that 4-1.
Not bad after a week or so, Adam, is it?
No, it's not. It really isn't. They've not been there for long at all, and they're completely turning around how the players are performing. So all credit to them in every single way. I think they're doing so well. They're engaging with the players, getting them huddled up. I mean, all the things we're seeing on the pitch, it's like a unit. It's a team now. And I think that's the most important thing. They're going over for advice every time they can, really. They're clawing it when they can go and speak to the manager, which is amazing. That's what I want to see. It's like they're best buddies. Whereas with Kenny, I just don't think they had that connection.
Felt very detached, didn't it? And especially the last couple of weeks. And you know, they all argue the point that, well, not they all, I'm not generalising in any.
Sixth, not 5th. Beg your pardon. Correct myself.
What did you say?
6th.
6th who?
We're 6th in the league, not.
No,
5th.
we're not. We're 5th. What are you talking about? You are blind as a bat.
No, I am blind. Sorry, guys. Need new glasses.
Sorry, everyone.
We're 5th.
Just as Graham says, Andrew talks a lot of sense. He can't tell the difference between 2 numbers. But there we go. Yeah, but anyway,
I don't know numbers.
No, he doesn't know. No, it doesn't do numbers. I was going to ask actually, Adam. I mean, I asked Aaron the same thing, but where do we go from here? We've got 10 games to go now. You know, it's not going to be every week that John Marquis puts in a dodgy challenge and gets himself sent off. And at points in the second half, and definitely for the entirety of the first half, we looked very, very good, didn't we? And looked like we could beat anyone, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, we managed without the strikers last time, so I think we can potentially get one over Rochdale if we're lucky, or if we've got the same spirit and desire that we have, especially in the first half. I think that's such amazing passing football. And you can just work off that so well. And I think if we can get to playoffs and get fans in the stadium for playoffs, then I think it'll be scenes. It will be scenes, won't it? It's just like the amount of support that the Cowleys will have behind them will potentially want to spur on and maybe get a new contract with us.
There we go. There we go. And that would be lovely, wouldn't it? Brendan, any final thoughts, mate, before we see you on Friday, not Tuesday?
Yeah, definitely Good Friday. You take a lot of positives out of that first half. You know, Amy said it last week when she went to Wembley for the Checker Trade final. She said to her boyfriend, we're probably normally this bad. And wait to the second half. It was a role reversed this week. It was a brilliant first half and a bit of a poor second half. But I think Curtis will come back from Ireland, a bit of confidence under his belt. He'll go up front, and I think we'll kick on and we'll be flying up the table a bit further.
Brilliant, gents. Thank you for your company. We will see you on Friday. Good Friday. Definitely Good Friday. Thank you to Brendan and Micah, as well as Alex, for the time being. Let's speak to Sean, and we'll bring Gaz into the conversation too. Thank you for sticking with us, gents. Alex will be with you in just a moment, mate. But just to dissect that one, Gaz, from your point of view, all the way in sunny Malta, how did you see that one this afternoon?
It was a bit same old Pompey, when it huffed and puffed. It was like, night and day, first, second half. But the good thing about what we have on the touchline is the game management. They basically, the Cowleys were there, and obviously, the players were huddling over there getting advice when we needed it, really. So we had, that extra player on the pitch. So, for me, that helped a lot.
And how we could see there, Sean, but how much difference do you think that should have made compared to how much it did make playing with 10 rather than 11?
Well, they adapted tactically, didn't they? You actually see changes happening. They were talking, they were conversing, they were relaying things to the players. It was just so nice to see actually messages coming from the touchline to the players and directing them. Refreshing. And, like Andrew said earlier on, that, if this had been 2 games ago, we'd have lost that game. And the fact that we managed to grind out a second half, that will only give the players confidence that they can going forward. And, I don't think we'll be in automatics. I think we'll be typical Pompey. I think we'll end up, doing it the hard way. We'll go into
you can imagine his face, Sean.
You're deluded, man. You're deluded.
Yeah, no, I think we'll do it the hard way. I think we'll almost get automatics, and then we'll split up, and then we'll win the promotion via the playoffs.
Gaz, where do you stand on that? Automatics or promotion for you?
It's heart and head, isn't it? It's basically, I think it's going to be it's not going to be automatic. It's going to be playoffs for us. I think, Hull and Peterborough at the moment, they're just too far ahead. I think we've unfortunately had the change of management too late myself. We've dropped points in key games. We're sort of too far behind to catch. But playoffs, definitely, 100%.
Thank you for the kind words from Ollie Clark. He's been enjoying the streams, and we've been enjoying bringing it to you this afternoon. Got a little bit tense towards the end there, Sean, didn't it? But how proud are you of your Pompey side that they managed to stick with it and eventually come away with all 3 points from Shropshire?
Yeah, very, very. Because, they were at times under the cosh, and you could see them going back to the jacket, the hoofball occasionally. But actually, the Cowleys were trying to get it across. They were trying to play it out, trying to keep it, and doing it in a more footballing manner, and I was actually quite chuffed that they actually got through it. It was nervy, but not as nervy as it has been in previous managements.
Yeah. Any more words from Malta, Gaz, before we go and speak to Alex?
No, just the positivity that came out of the team today. Basically, it was just nice to watch. Obviously, there are a couple of challenges. I mean, I'm all for putting a lot of passion into game, but it's got to be under control, isn't it? And obviously we'll see what happens with Marcus's red card. But passion was there, so I'm definitely keeping the faith.
Excellent, Gaz.
He didn't need to make.
What was that? Sorry, Sean.
You said it was just a shame. It was a tackle he didn't need to make. But we all make mistakes.
Gaz, just a massive thank you on our side of the. Well, I suppose it's quite a divide, isn't it, from England to Malta? But thank you for sticking with us. It'd be great to speak to you over the Easter weekend with the Pompey fixtures as well. Sean, if you wouldn't mind staying right there just for the moment, mate. Gaz, for the time being, though, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on Good Friday.
There you go.
Right, here he is, and he's in I thought he was in a new location. Is it you in a new location, mate?
Yeah, well, I've just been shunned out the other room, so I've now joined into this room because obviously, like I said, I'm still at my girlfriend's parents. So it's all just I'm just making it fit, it fit.
Brilliant. Thanks for making the time, mate. Sean, I just wanted to stick with you just for a moment while we spoke to Alex. You have both been on the streams for quite some time. How much of a difference have you seen since the first time you joined us in this Pompey side? I go to Alex on this. Compared to today, it feels so, as Sean quite rightly said, it feels so refreshing, doesn't it, and different?
I think that's it. I think the fact that we all feel kind of happier to come on. I know we've won the game, but none of us felt anything like this when we'd won a game under Jacket in the last kind of season or so. So it's just nice to have that faith. And I mean, it was always going to be the way at being a Pompey fan. You know, we were never going to make it easy, and I think the Cowleys are going to soon realise that we don't do things easy. You know, like a 7-0 win. We'd probably still be worrying at 6-0, thinking we need another to get this over the line. But yeah, I think it's just refreshing. You know, the boys are right, and it's exactly what we want. We want to just be feeling like we want to come talk about our club.
Yeah, and I think that's absolutely right. I'm going to put the question to you, Alex. I don't know if you've managed to catch any of the stream, but Andrew's made it very clear on several occasions. I think he said it actually before we kept going off at the start, about 5-3, that he really sees this Pompey side winning an automatic promotion space. Where do you stand?
I don't think we make top 2 just because of the points difference at the moment. I know, you know, we can go on our run and all of this, and I know, you know, Hull have got Sunderland and Lincoln back to back in 2 games coming up pretty soon. So it's all going to be really interesting to see what happens around us. But it's quite nice to see that we've beaten some of these teams this season. I mean, we've dropped points elsewhere, but if you cherry picked the last 10 that we've got, you know, in the season, you'd think 10 wins, you should be winning all of those. But I know it's not going to be as easy to go and romp home 10 wins like we did in League 2. But anything's possible. The best way to go up after all is the playoffs, isn't it? So if we could finally do that, then we'd all be over the moon.
I showed the pitch you sent into the chat, Sean, to Andrew, and he had a little bit of a chuckle there. And we won't describe it on the stream, so it'll get us into even more trouble. I'm not trying to make Retro Shirt Sean into a criminal by saying that. But I wanted to ask you, actually, what is it that you do, Sean? Are you a dentist by any chance?
Orthodontist, so I do braces.
Okay, because I saw the picture. I wanted to ask because I thought, you know, I mean, what was it? What was I going to say? Andrew needs some work done. No,
not me. My daughter needs some work done on her orthodontist work. So I might be ringing your bell, mate, soon.
Right, can we just make sure you're ringing his phone, aren't you? Ringing him on his phone, just to make that clear.
No, I'm going to just subscribe to his orthodontist surgery.
Right, okay, but you're definitely not ringing his bell.
Not going to ring
definitely
his bell,
not. No, thank you. Just wanted to make that one clear. Gents, that's where we'll leave it for now. Thank you very much to you both for joining us. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. We'll see you on Friday.
Oh, fantastic week, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Guys.
See you soon. There you go. So you've now got a someone who can help you out with your teeth troubles, Andrew. There you go.
But somebody else is dear to me.
Anyway, that is where we are going to leave you. Before we do, would you like to come and give us your closing words before once again we hit the promos and everything's very quiet in Brendan's household? Look, everyone's left. They're all gone.
What's going to happen, Tom, is all of these Muppets are saying that we aren't going to get promoted. They're going to eat their jammy dodgers at the end of this, mate. That's what's going to happen. They're going to eat their jammy dodgers.
Okay, there we go. Oh, does Sean want to make one more comment? Go on, mate.
Is he going to bet everyone on the 4-0 commentary a pack of jammy dodgers? So you could be quids in jammy dodger white, or you could be quids out jammy dodgers white. You bet all of us a pack of jammy dodgers.
I can't do everyone. It's 7,000 packets of jammy dodgers, isn't it, for the subscribers?
Well, on the 4-0 crew. On the 4-0 crew.
Oh, okay, the 4-0 crew that are on
That's
there.
about 7 or 8 packs.
If anyone wants to join me,
oh god, here we go.
Automatics.
Hang on.
I'm happy to
hang on a second.
Look, this is like a Dragon's Den.
Hang on.
I'm happy to share. I'm happy to share with another dragon. If anyone wants to share with Automatics.
Well, no one else thinks we're going to do it, so you're on your own.
No, I'm just asking if anyone wants to join a share with a dragon or not.
Tom, you're a lost cause.
I tell you what, then I'll go with you. We'll this is a stupid idea.
I tell you what, if we do make promotion, I'll buy you two a pint.
There we go. That's good.
Drink. Yeah, you're old enough to drink, Tom.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It will be by then.
Just to say as well. We will.
Don't worry, Mike. You buy it for him. I'll drink it.
We'll put this.
I might even drink it myself.
We'll put it on the record. Let me just take the scoreboard off. We'll put it on the record. If we get automatic promotion this season to the Championship, Every single one of these boys, plus Alex, plus Adam, and we'll give Gaz some as well.
Yeah.
We'll get you all a pack of jammy Dodgers each, 95p.
No. If we don't get automatics, we've got to get them jammy Dodgers.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they've got to send us them.
How does that sound,
Yeah,
gents?
that's how it goes.
Yeah. And they'll still buy your
Gaz has
fine.
got to send them from. Gaz has got the problem. He's got to send them from Malta.
Yeah, so it's probably going to cost him more to send them than
Exactly.
actually buy them,
That's
isn't
his
it?
problem, isn't it?
Well,
I'll buy them for him, and he can send me the money or give me it when I get out there.
there's a pretty large consensus, Andrew, that we will.
Let's see.
They're all happy to give us jammy Dodgers, aren't they? There's probably a reason for
They're
that.
going to eat their jammy Dodgers. I'm telling you.
Right. There we go. There we go. Gentlemen, thank you all very much indeed. Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you. Richard, when are we going to see you?
Friday.
Friday. See you again. Right, that's where we'll leave it for now. And thank you to everyone for joining us live across Fournilwrittenalloverit all afternoon. And if you've been with us from the start, then we very much appreciate you joining us. Kit has said, enjoyed the stream as usual. Thanks, guys. Unfortunately, I'll be at work for Friday's game, not a national holiday out here in the US of A. Well, that is where Mr. Biden needs to change things, Kit, because you cannot miss out on Easter, can you? And especially we've got a Good Friday and an Easter Monday. So an Easter cracker of a weekend here for you, live on Fournilwrittenalloverit. Andrew, anything to close on?
No, Tom, great game, great day, good camaraderie with the boys. Really enjoyed today, and thanks very much, everyone. See you Friday. Play at Pompey.
Let's hit the promos. Here's what's still to come here on Fournilwrittenalloverit over the next couple of weeks. So, as I said, still plenty to look forward to. We've got an Easter cracker weekend. Good Friday is next up for Pompey. Rochdale make the journey down to Fratton Park. Following that one, it will be Easter Monday when we next see you for Wigan Athletic away at Greater Manchester. Tuesday, the 13th of April. It's, as Aaron was rightly saying earlier on, will be a 6 o'clock kickoff. So join us an hour beforehand at 5. MK Dons will then be the next one for Pompey. Away from home, Stadium MK is the venue. Saturday, the 17th of April is the date. It's at the usual time of 3 o'clock. And then after that, we'll say hello to Brett Pittman at their home in Swindon, now at his home in Swindon, Tuesday the 20th of April. That one's also a 6 o'clock kickoff, and that is all rounded off nicely by Portsmouth versus Bristol Rovers, Saturday the 24th of April. Join us from 2 o'clock for the conventional 3 o'clock kickoff. Massive thank you, as I said earlier on, to everyone for joining us live here on Fournilwrittenalloverit. And it's not been a bad couple of weeks, has it? Mikey said, been great. Big love to all the 4-0 family. See you on Saturday. Play up Pompey, and we will leave it there. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll be back next Friday, Good Friday, for what will hopefully be another good win for Pompey. Have a great week. See you next week. Bye-bye.